AFL.
On ABC Sport, you're listening to the 2026 AFL Premiership season on ABC Radio,
Sport Digital
and ABC Listen.
Quentin Hull welcoming you to the Gabba for the first time in season 2026. It's great to have your continued company. Opening round here on ABC Sport with the Brisbane Lions to take on the Western Bulldogs. The latest of the spoils have been on display. The second of the premiership flags in the Chris Fagan era has been unfurled, and the reigning title holders, they start their quest to emulate the feats of the great Lee Matthews era by going back to back against the Bulldogs tonight, a team that went all the way to the last round and was in the fight to play finals, only to be beaten by the Dockers and miss their opportunity to play in September. We've got a quick run into this game. The broadcast team is ready to go. Michael Price, welcome. You were down on the Gold Coast last night. Are we going to see as many goals this evening? It's hot and humid. How are you?
Very well, and just happy to be here, Q. This looks like it could be a cracker too. Doggies being the highest scoring team of last year. The Lions, they're on fire. The new stand rule. Plenty of goals coming up.
The bounce is dead, but playing two ruckman isn't. Certainly in the ABC commentary box. Matthew Primus and Jeff White are your two experts this evening. Ruckcraft has been a big talking point in the off-season, but we've got two great minds here. A man that was formerly a number one draft pick and a man in Matty Primus who's still right across the game with the Southport Sharks. Matt, I'll start with you. Are you okay? You've got about half a dozen of the Bulldogs blokes that played in that VFL premiership against you going around.
Yeah, there's a few of them out here. Yeah, Croft who went pretty well against us. Hines who had an okay game. So, yeah, there's a bit of youth come through for the Bulldogs, and really interested to see how the Bulldogs are going to go this year, more so than Brisbane. I think we know what we're going to get out of Brisbane, but where are the Bulldogs? What are they going to fix up? Are they going to be able to fix up their record of 2-9 against the top 8 teams last year, or are they going to be the same again? Well,
Generation Next is getting ready to make his debut, but Dad's still here. How are you, Jeff? You are now father of.
Father of,
yes.
I am. And
young Kalani down at Melbourne.
And well organised by the ABC Sport to set up the two rucks when it's been a trending topic with the centre bounce. But what I'm loving about the centre bounce, Q, not only the ruck rule, but so many goals coming out of the centre bounce. And we're going to see that. That's going to be really prevalent tonight. Gun midfield as in Brisbane, and the Bont, Richards, Liberatore coming out of the guts for Western Bulldogs.
And you get the first yellow card. Set a ball up. Opening ball up.
Ball up.
I know. Don't worry, we're all guilty of it. There are no late changes here. Let's get down to Zane Bojack, who is next to the benches. What are we, mid-20s and pushing 80% humidity? Zano, how are you?
Yes, Q, 26 degrees and 80% humidity. It is stifling for the Melbourne visitors in the Bulldogs. Surface looks absolutely superb. But look, I'm excited by both of these teams. They know how to play footy. But what about this? We've got 3 Baileys, 2 Oscars, and 2 Zanes, with Zach Ostelsky to make his debut, and moi here on the boundary.
Yeah, you're ZB, he's double Z. So you're on top of that stat, Zane. 19 of the 23 from grand final day are going around for the Brisbane Lions. Of course, the likes of Starcevic and Archie have found other clubs. Oscar McInerney's retired. Sam Marshall's not picked tonight. But along with Zach Ostelsky making his debut, he's been on the list for a while. Jared Berry, of course, missed the grand final because of a shoulder injury, so he resumes his place as he has been a regular starter over this dominant period. Kadeen Coleman, one of the understated stories, only played 1 game last year, and that was off the back of doing his knee in the first game of 2024, 2 senior games in the 2 years that Brisbane have won the flag, and he looked like he was going to be an amazing cog to take the Lions to the next level. He's almost like a recruit. And, of course, Oscar Allen coming across from the West Coast. He'll be wearing number 4. The Dogs have got 5 changes from the team that lost to the Dockers at Docklands at the start of the final round last year that cost them any chance of playing in the finals. Lockie Jakes and Michael Selwood on club debut. And Connor Butterick, we've seen a lot of him in this part of the world down the M1 at Carrara, but the ex-son is now a new Bulldog. So the opening ball up is not far away. Tips, gentlemen, quickly.
Bulldogs by goal.
Bulldogs.
Lions just.
Okay, here's Michael Price opening ball up.
Thrown up, Tim English gets straight into it, extracts the ball, gives it back to Liberatore, throws it onto his left boot and he takes it wide out towards the boundary. Well done by Fletcher, got rid of his opponent. The handball to Zorko, the 1-2 went back to Zorko. He gives it now back to Ryan Lester from the arc of 50. He kicks it to the outer wing, off hands. It's a contest. Back to the corridor. Picked up by Kennedy for the Doggies. Off to Jakes, onto the left foot. He scrubs it forward. Once again, the Lions have got player there. It's Ryan Lester. He gets his body in front. Croft knocked over. Lockie Neal puts himself in. Ball stolen by Richards. Gives it back to Kennedy. Kennedy, a floating sack inside 50. Was it touched? It doesn't matter. It goes through the points next to the goalpost for a behind. So we've started with a behind. It's a frenetic pace to start with.
An inverted talk from Matt Kennedy's the first score at the Gabba as the crowd roar for remark to Hugh McCluggage at left half back. Chips to Bailey. Bailey hand passes to Fletcher. On the wing for Brisbane. Wide kick to left half forward. Morris gathers on the bounce, but too close to the boundary. He can't turn around in time and runs it out off hands. So this is a boundary throw-in. Among the things that we're all on alert for those of us at the footy for the first time in 2026. That wasn't a last touch infringement. Dogs get the clearance, albeit a shinned one. Berry first on it for Brisbane near the wing. Hand passes to Wilmot. Kicks the Lions to attacking 50. Floating ball, which was touched off hands. McCluggage doesn't mark anyway. Kennedy kicks it off the ground once and twice and then has to play tackler. And it's too high. It was a brutal tackle from Matt Kennedy wrapping up Jared Berry, and Liberatore throws McCluggage away from the contest. That's why the crowd's up and about there. But Berry's going to get the free kick for Brisbane. 70 from goal at left half forward. Spearing ball to the pocket. And the intercept defensive mark taken by Bailey Dale, who's got that knee very heavily strapped for the Dogs.
It's an aggressive kick straight down the corridor looking for English. He was spoiled, but it was front on. That'll be against Darcy Fort. So Tim English at the traditional centre half back position. He's got the runner, the handball received from Bailey Dale. His kick slightly ill-directed. It's at the feet of Rory Lobb. That's a long way down, but it comes off the foot now. It was off the foot of Rory Lobb, was it? No, it was off Ty Gallop. So Lobb gets the free kick. He wanted to play on, but there's going to be a conference here.
We know what he's got on his hair. Pricey, what's he got written on his hair?
Does it say 200?
I think it's just a lobster, isn't it?
Right, is it?
Well, it's got some green.
It's got some writing.
Well, it's outstanding spray paint work, regardless in the blonde hair. Rory Lobb playing his 200th. Kicks it into the path of Jones. He directs it down to Bontempelli. Got the 1-2 back. He handballs it to himself. Chased there and harassed by Lester. Picked up there by Berry at the back. He kicks it towards centre wing. Gallop. Absolutely confronted by Bailey Dale. It's physical. It's slippery. It's a warm and humid night here at the Gabba as the ball goes over the boundary line in front of the commentary box here.
And Matt Primus has got me intrigued. I got the binoculars up on the head of Rory Lobb as he ran past us. I can't pick it up yet, but there's something on the noggin of the man that reaches the double century here at the Gabba tonight. No, one behind, should I say, to the Bulldogs. Boundary throw in on the wing. Brisbane's clearance out the back. Dunkley hand passes to Levi Ashcroft. Hands it back to Dunkley. High kick towards the pack at half forward. Off hands Dogs with the road. Hand pass from Butterick out the back. Doesn't find a teammate. Morris kicks it off the ground for Brisbane. Onto the chest of Charlie Cameron. And John Denver's gargling for the first time in 2026. Cameron to shoot from 30 metres out.
Yeah, speed on the ball at the moment is quick, and at both sides are really just playing on with every opportunity. Hands from behind, run from behind, and moving the ball.
Now, I must admit I didn't check the playlist, but surely they wouldn't have changed things here. It's become a thing of football folklore. Charlie Cameron kicks the first goal of the year at the Gabba. Are we going home? Are we? Yes, indeed. Oh, I've become such a bandwagoner There's still a part of me that doesn't like songs at the footy, but there's something about this guy and this song during this era. It is unmistakably Charlie Cameron at the Gabba for the Lions. That's the first goal of the game, 1 straight to 1 behind. Jeff White and Matt Primacy are experts.
Well, it's become that big. They played this in the unfurling of the flag when Brownie walked out with the cup. It's definitely a part of the Lions folklore now, Q.
Back into the middle, the ball up as the crowd continues a cappella. Off hands now, gets to Ed Richards, shrugs the tackle, gets onto the left foot, launches it inside 50. Norton at the back, off hands. It's going to be in the path of Jones. Jones flicks it out to Oscar Baker wearing the white headband. He fakes to go right, then the left. It's not a bad kick. It went towards Norton, punched away from him. Dunkley aggressively. Oh, that's a clash. And there's been an injury. It looks like Liberatore as the ball spills to Kennedy. Kennedy smothered beautifully by Levi Ashcroft over the boundary line. But behind play, Tom Liberatore's not in good shape. He's laying down the ground. A couple of Lions concerned.
He's in a lot of pain.
A big clash. Zane Bojak's on the boundary.
You imagine how many times Liberatore and Dunkley would have gone at it in the scrimmages for the Bulldogs back in the day. But Dunkley, now the skipper of the Lions, wants to show that he's got courage. We know he has, and poor old Libba came off the worst in that.
It was the knee from West.
Yeah, it was a friendly fire knee as he was falling to ground in the contest, but he is up. Liberatore hasn't been called for head injury assessment yet. Boundary throw in with the Bulldogs in attack. Darcy got the tap. No rover for him. Coleman's tackled by the Dogs' defence, and we'll see another ball up.
No, it was a knee in the back.
In the back, was it?
To Libba, yeah.
So tossed in the air. Darcy clean possession. Takes them on, can't break the scrimmage. Inside attacking 50 for the Bulldogs, and once again, a very quick interpretation of the whistle for the ball up. Pricing.
They're not wasting any time whatsoever. Umpire throws it up. English against Ford. English got it down. Just a scramble at ground level. Norton tries to flick it out and get some space. It's intercepted by Rayner back to Fort by hand. He launches one straight down the middle. Buku Kamas for the Doggies in the corridor. He's adjacent to the centre circles. He wants to flare it out to the right wing. He's put it into the path of Charlie Cameron. Cameron intercepted there by Fraser, but Cameron keeps tapping it towards the boundary line. Then he gets dragged off it. Crowd win a free kick. Enter Jasper Fletcher. He gets the handball back to Zorko from a standing start. The Zork to right half forward, and he hits Ty Gallop on the chest, the big fella.
And
free kick.
I think after all of that, Cameron has been given a free kick, and there's an example of the last touch. But those players did not want to let that ball go out. You could see that. That would have been a boundary throw-in last year. Handball from Dunkley to Neal. High kick inside 50 for Brisbane. Lob fists the pack for the Bulldogs. It's on the deck. Gallop crashes through, loses the ball. Dale's clearing kick for the Bulldogs is smothered. Still on the ground inside attacking 50 for Brisbane, but Matt Kennedy picks up, hands it through Baker to Bontempelli, and the Bont kicks the Dogs clear. From defensive 50 to the wing. West nudged off it by Andrews. Not a fair fight on height, and Harris wins the ball for Brisbane. Hands it to Lester. Kick to Oscar Allen as a Lion. Wearing Al Kalarchi and Craig's McRae's number 4. He kicks inside 50. Allen doesn't find a new teammate. Oh, free kick to Zach Bailey, though. Put his head over the ball, and Jeff White went, ooh, as the crowd did, and the ump said, yep. Free kick to Zach, 30 out straight in front.
Geez, the Bulldogs will be happy. There's a lot of dump kicks from backward to centre for Brisbane, but when they get it inside forward 50, Brisbane, they're so dangerous at the moment.
Zach Bailey, All-Australian last year. Second in the goal kicking for the club with 42 majors. By his own admissions, was a bit flat in 24, but an absolute star in 25. In 2026, he starts straight with the right boot. Lions have got 2. Brisbane 2 straight. Bulldogs 1 behind. It's Saturday night AFL on ABC Sport. 9 minutes in. Earlier, the Giants 27-point winners over the Hawks. Zane Bojack is on the boundary.
Yeah, well, the medicos were trying desperately to get Libba off the field, and he has come off. He's now talking to the physios, just saying he's a bit sore, but he's okay to go on. But they were desperate to have a chat to him. He's going to have a bit of a spell on the bench.
So we're back into the middle of the Gabba. Flying start for the Brisbane Lions. 2 straight 12 to the Doggies, 1 behind. I wonder if the Gabba scoreboard can make it any more difficult to see the clock.
The clock has...
You're kidding.
...has been on light and easy over the summer. Pricey, it's a lot smaller.
It's an absolute dot in the top right-hand corner, and it's only at one end. It's disappeared off the city end, so...
The banner scoreboard does have it, though, Pricey, but yes, a configuration change, and the font has minimised.
So there's been a 666 infringement, and a warning goes to the Western Bulldogs. Umpire throws it up in the middle. Fort versus English. English with the superior leap. Gets it down through the hands of Jakes. Got it back to English. Sinks the slipper in. Looking for Norton. There's been a hold. Harris got worried about the movement of Darcy. He's held him. So Sam Darcy will get the free kick. About 35 out. 45-degree angle to the right.
They've been exceptional in the centre bounce at the moment, the Bulldogs. They're really getting it out there. Tim English is getting his hand on the ball.
Yeah, 3-zip, Whitey.
Yeah, they're really
nice
strong.
And deep too, aren't they?
Yeah.
He's got a future. It's probably very trite to say, Sam Darcy. Forget about the future. What about the here and now? He's going to line up for the Doggies' first goal. To the hoots. And just peels it off to the right, and you can hear by the cheers of the Gabba crowd that he's missed that one. Second behind to the Bulldogs. 2 straight to the Lions. 2 behinds to the Bulldogs. 10 points the margin early doors.
Darcy Wilmot's going to kick in for Brisbane on this warm and steamy night. Short pass to Zorko. Marks and chips to Bailey. Bailey still inside defensive 50. Slices a ball down the corridor. Good pass. Marked by McCluggage. Kicks to the bullseye. Rayner marks and rolls on. Hand passes to the running Coleman. Just missed him. Ball goes to deck and the Bulldogs come in. Davidson with a hand pass. Now on to Fraser, he's under pressure. Bontempelli kicks it off the ground. Richards is there to pick it up. Short pass taken by Baker in the middle. Hand passes out wide to the wing. Bramble's got time to pick up for the Bulldogs. He's got a man in front of him. Bramble from just forward of the wing. High kick to attacking 50. Norton one-on-one with Gardner. Ball to deck. Rode by Arthur Jones. Beautiful scoop up. Gets the hand pass away. And the shot on goal from Richards is the Doggies' first goal of 2026. Clean snap on the left from 30 metres out. And the Bulldogs trim Brisbane's lead to 4 points. The Lions 2 straight 12. The Bulldogs 1, 2, 8.
What about that pickup from Jones?
That was elite.
He's been exceptional over the pre-season. Great to see with his energy inside forward 50. It's so clean. They're really clean off the ground at the moment, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that is their go. They continued on last year. It's 21 kicks, 28 handballs. So the highest possession team last year, highest handball team, and they've continued that. And it gives them good looks, but also, if Brisbane are on, it gives them good turnovers the other way. And that was their Achilles heel last year. And Brisbane are able to sweat on a couple of them. But, geez, when they get going, they look dangerous one-on-one ahead of the ball.
Matt Primus and Jeff White are your experts.
Into the middle. Zach Zakostelski gets his first look at the ruck against Croft and gets it down. Will Ashcroft, the handball to Wilmot, under enormous pressure. He hacks it forward. It's going to bounce out. It'll be a free kick via the new rule, the lasso, which I absolutely love, the fact that this has been introduced into the AFL. It's going to be Jakes in front of the Brisbane Lions bench. On the outer side, the Stanley Street side of the Gabba. Launches it forward to centre wing. Harris Andrews with the fist over Darcy. It was well rowed, but Levi Ashcroft had absolutely monstered his opponent in Jones there with the ball. It's going to be a ball up. In between outer wing and right half forward for the Dogs.
13 minutes first term. Brisbane by 4 points. Lush clearance from Brisbane from the stoppage. Gets it to halfway. Lohman picks up. Hand passes the advantage of Bailey. Scoops it up off the Dewey deck. Runs to 50. Bailey for his second. Karmas gets back, and has he touched it in time?
Oh hang
on. No, he hasn't. It's a goal. No need for arkage. Zach Bailey, he arced the back and ran 10 and slots home on the run for his second, and the Lions third. 3 straight to 1-2. Brisbane with the early going through 14 minutes.
There's that loose ball off the ground. Coleman was so clean to give it to Bailey on the run, but that one touch on the ground, great hands, and then Zach Bailey to finish.
And a bit of the defense.
Hang on. This will be recalled. Surely we've just seen a replay and it looked like Karmas got his hand to it before the ball had crossed the line. Oh, dear.
I was just about to say, defensively, though, that was poor. Bulldogs had a spare back because Brisbane had 7-1 up, and they still got an easy shot on goal, and that's what cost them last year a lot.
So that is a point, and that's...
Umpire couldn't be in better position there, Q.
Well, we're 100 metres away, and I called for the review. Gee whiz. It's a point. 2-1 to 1-2.
So 5 points the margin.
Yes.
Scoreboard will catch up very shortly. 3 straight 18 still there. After it's officially announced on the scoreboard, the arc, and the umpire changes his mind.
No, he didn't change his mind.
Well, his mind was changed for
yes,
him.
exactly.
Semantics, but we got to the right decision in the end. Bailey Dale's got the ball at the front of the goal square. He walks out towards the right back pocket. Now wants to drill a long kick towards centre wing. Big fist from Kitty Coleman propels it towards the boundary line. Lobb got involved, but it ended up being picked up by Bramble, the former Hawk, and he gets it knocked out of his hands over the boundary line. So at left half forward for the Brisbane Lions, there will be a throw in, and they lead by 5 points.
If you've just tuned in, Giants beat the Hawks by 27 points at the Sydney Showgrounds. Zach Ostilski on top of the ruck contest. Got a tap down, kicked forward by the Bulldogs, and then shin further afield by Kennedy to half forward. No one there for the Dogs. Picked up by Lester of Brisbane. Kicks it back to the wing, but the orange boots of Jordan Croft are there to take the mark for the Bulldogs. Just forward of half back. Croft with a long kick to half forward. Darcy presents his chest, can't mark. Zorko roved, lost the ball. Ump says play on. Liberatore close to it near the boundary line, picks up. Hand passes to Bramble. He's hemmed in tight but evades Fletcher. Gets onto his left from 70. Kicks it to the pocket. Darcy's got 2 to beat. Leicester fists it away for Brisbane. On the deck, it's farmed out to West in the pocket. Squaring kick to the goal mouth from Matt Kennedy. Marks it 20 out straight in front, and that was well applauded by Matt Primus, among others.
I like the setup on the back line for the forwards for Bulldogs. They're forcing Brisbane to kick it. That's why Croft was able to get that intercept mark. So they got on their terms a little bit, even though they're behind on the scoreboard.
And Darcy was terrific then. Bring that ball to ground, 2v1, back, and then they were able to get their smalls to work.
Played every game in his first year as a Bulldog. Matt Kennedy to give the Dogs the lead. Oh, he sliced it to the right. That's a poor set shot from Kennedy, and it's a miss. Bulldogs 1-3-9, trail Brisbane 2-1-13. 17 minutes first term.
Fletcher brought it back in quickly. It was short and straight to Wilmot, and then Levi Ashcroft on the lead barrelled as he took it on his chest. He flares to the right to Harris Andrews, laconically lays the right slipper into it to right half back to Fletcher. Fletcher in turn by foot to Bruce Reville, and the crowd goes boom.
Setting up a zone here, the Bulldogs just got to make sure they don't fold back and allow Brisbane to march the ball down full length of the field.
Warm applause for Kitty Coleman, who's back in the lineup after some horrific injuries towards his knees. Anyway, he chips it forward to centre wing to Ashcroft, who sells Jakes the dummy. Then kicks it long towards half forward, inside the 50, off hands, roved by Neal. Neal, the handball to Rayner. Rayner tried to do the impossible, kicked it out of bounds on the full in front of the scoreboard.
They're just doing these short chip 45s from the back line, Brisbane. They're trying to get through the corridor. They're trying to activate. Then their hands run from behind. So this is what the Bulldogs are trying to stop.
Dale kicks across the face of goal to Williams. Takes the mark in the right back pocket. Long kick to the wing. Good kick. To the advantage of first game of Jakes. Takes the mark near the wing. Lockie Jakes with his kick towards right half forward for the Bulldogs. West presents to mark. 60 from goal. Rolls on immediately. On the left boot, chips for the pocket. 2-on-2. Norton, the target, gets out the back. Leicester first to mop up for Brisbane in the goal mouth. Dribbles the ball to the advantage of Reville. Tackled, dispossessed. Play into advantage to Croft, who misses from the top of the goal square. Oscar Baker earned the free kick with the tackle, and Croft decided to take the advantage and missed from the top of the goal square. And Brisbane is still in front, 2-1-13 to 1-4-10.
So the son of Matthew, the father-son, for the Western Bulldogs. And this is one he might have grabbed. Wilmot plays on from full back and kicks it straight down the field to Zorko. Now Zorko, a very aggressive kick. 70 metres away from his own goal. It bounces in front of Jasper Fletcher, then puts on the skates. Has a couple of bounces, then turns it over. That was an awkward kick From the commentary wing, it was cut off at left half back from Buku Kamas. He goes backwards inside to Jakes, who's had a good start to his AFL career. He flares it to the right. Rory Lobb in his 200th gets it to the outer wing, just in front or just short of, and finds Riley West.
Kicks infield to Butterick, the new dog. Connor Butterick with a turnover on the 45 infield. Levi Ashcroft has it, gets hassled by Selwood. Gets it back though. Ashcroft with a high kick inside 50. Allen with a couple of to beat. Ball out the back. O'Donnell does the roving. Bulldogs ball. He hand passes to Liberatore at fullback. Good releasing kick. Fraser in space. Marks beyond the left half-back flank. Plays on with a kick. Jones marks. He's on halfway. Kicks it to Norton. Two-grab mark. 55 from goal. Late arriving pressure from Leicester, but Norton marks. Plays on with the kick of the pocket. Looking for Davidson. Great spoil by Zakastelski. Neutralises it over the boundary line for a throw-in in the left forward pocket for the Bulldogs.
Going back with the fighter ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Why Brisbane's defence is holding up, isn't it? They're under the pump. The Bulldogs are moving the ball very quickly in there, and they're holding up really well at the moment.
Throw in beside the point post, left forward pocket for the Dogs. Off hands. Goes to Jared Berry. He tries to sear a pass to Oscar Allen, and Rory Lobb did well. Got in front of him, the big man, and spoiled it over the boundary line. So at left half forward for the Doggies, about 70 away from goal. There will be a throw in. It's the Lions by 3 points. We played 21 minutes of the first term on ABC Sport. Umpire to hurl it in. It's a little bit shallow. It is a slippery night. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The umpire has called a free kick. There's a hold, and it's going to go to Jordan Croft. He plays on quickly, looking to find Norton. It was well kept in by Norton, just inside the boundary line, and the handball forward put his mate and Davidson under pressure. He was tackled, and it goes over the boundary line again in the left forward pocket.
He's Michael Price on Quentin Hull. Matt Primus and Jeff White are your experts this evening, with Zane Bojack down on the boundary. It's Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Warm and humid at the Gabba for the last northern leg of opening round. From the boundary thrown, Zakastelski at the back, almost clean possession. Tackled, hand pass to Leicester, who's got no room to work. Lets him play on, comes out the Dogs' way. Kennedy with a hand pass to Cooper Hines. Up and under kick from 30 out. Norton's underneath it. He got nudged off it by Andrews. Ball bounces near the point post. Andrews is back there and he runs it over the line for a behind. 1-5 for the Dogs to Brisbane's 2-1.
Once again,
had their opportunities, haven't they?
They certainly have. Matty Primus have been dominating as far as possessions go. They're 17 plus in the possessions. But it's at left half back now for the Lions. Jared Berry lowers his eyes and finds Will Ashcroft just barely the required distance. He holds things up. The Lions are taking a breather. He's got the lead on the outer wing. Finds his mate in Kyle Oman on the logo, outer side, the Stanley Street side of the Gabba, long to half forward. Went through the hands there of Logan Morris. At the back, picked up and monstered immediately. There's a great tackle. Ty Gallup is a huge individual. Holds the ball underneath there. Young O'Donnell. And there's going to be a ball up. It's about 35 metres out from the Brisbane Lions goal. They both go at it. Zakastelski again, and it's a scrap at ground level. It stacks on the mill. I'll throw it up quickly again from a very similar spot.
Interesting that they're using Croft in the ruck now as a second to English instead of Darcy. So I like that play.
Neither gets a telling touch. Baker roves for the Bulldogs. Defensive 50, right half back. He's kicked to the wing, intercepted by Fletcher. It's Brisbane's ball. He kicks it all the way defensive side of the centre circles for Leicester. Marks plays on with a chip pass to Reville. And the Corn Road, number 38, takes a moment, shares it back with Leicester, right in the middle of the Gabba. Marks and chips it to Ashcroft of the two-time Norm Smith medal variety. Will with the footy. Kicks it to full forward. Lob from behind. Helped spoil a big pack of about 5 climbers. At the deck, picked up by Gardner of Brisbane on attacking 50. His kick to the pocket bounces out of play. And among the news in the lead into the game, Dizzy Gardner, whose contract was due to be up at the end of this season. He's stretched it out to 2027. Darcy Gardner, who finally got the flag last year. He was among a group of 4 playing tonight, or 3 playing tonight. 4 playing tonight that didn't play in 2024.
Throw in, right forward pocket for the Lions. Lockie Neal goes one way, then the other. It's the show and go. He kicks it towards the top of the square. Big pack flies. English flew across the front of the pack, couldn't get his hands on it. At ground level, the Lions have got the numbers. Zach Bailey picks it up, tries to get a handball away. He's tackled. Ball spills. You can throw a hanky over 20 players here as O'Donnell tackles Ty Gallop into the ground at the top of the goal square. Umpire will ball it up.
First time I've really noticed Lockie Neal at all. 4 touches. It hasn't been a real stoppage game up and back, which probably doesn't suit him to his strength, but been a bit quiet early.
English to Oscar Baker by hand, back to Rory Lobb. He just extracts the kick outside 50. Coleman got it back to Harris Andrews by hand. Then to Jared Berry. Goes over the arc and then chips a beautiful pass. And it's marked 35 metres outside angle to the left by Zane Zakostelski. It was knocked out of his hands and he will be promoted with a 50-metre penalty. It's only a 35-metre penalty in reality, but he will go to the top of the goal square and launch into his first AFL goal, and they get around double Z. 3-1-19 plays 1-5-11. The Lions by 8 points, 25 and a half gone in the first term.
Great,
and the
great
song is ZZ Top.
Beautiful.
It only had to be.
I was just letting that roll out there, Pricey. Which one is it?
LaGrange.
I reckon
LaGrange.
Legs would have been better, wouldn't it? The guitar riff's a bit better.
No.
Anyway.
Classic rock. You can't beat it.
Zane Zakatelski with the ZZ Top soundtrack. Well, the Bulldogs have certainly had plenty of opportunities in this first quarter, but 3-1 to 1-5. Bad kicking is bad football, as they say, back in the middle. Lions by 8 points. Dogs get the clearance. It's rushed inside 50. Fraser has a fumble, though, on attacking 50. Pinched by Berry of Brisbane. Berry got taken high. He'll get a free kick. Hand passes to Zorko, who was now feeling a little bit, well, emasculated in the Z category for the Lions. He used to have it to himself, the Zork, and he's kicked it out of play. He's kicked it out of play, out on the left half forward flank, so that's a last touch infringement, and Rory Lobb to get the free kick for the Bulldogs. Right half back, Lobb with a high ball to the wing. Oh, presenting higher than anyone. English mark, plays on quickly with a handball to Richards from the wing. He kicks inside 50 over the head of Norton. Norton tracking back near the boundary line, harassed off it by Gardner, and the ball rolls out of play with those two tangling about 30 metres from the Bulldogs' goal. Brisbane 3-1-19, Bulldogs 1-5-11. Saturday footy on ABC Sport, 27 minutes in here at the Gabba.
The throw in the right forward pocket for the Doggies. Neil for the Lions. Got the handball away. It ends up in the hands of Will Ashcroft. Chips it outside the arc of 50, off hands towards the boundary line. Logan Morris and Rory Lobb conspire to take it over the boundary line in between centre wing and right half forward for the Dogs. Stanley Street side of the ground. Good crowd in tonight. They say it's a sellout. Few spare seats in the members, but they probably still...
It is hanging on room only on the bandwagon at the moment here, Pricey.
I would have thought so. Throw in. English versus Fort. I called it a draw, but it was picked up by Will Ashcroft. Kicks it towards centre wing. Big fly at the back by Oscar Allen. Broke the pack open. Good bit of roving there from Connor Butterick, the former son. He kicks it forward and it's cut off there nicely by Jasper Fletcher. Next to Cooper Hines, his opponent for the Dogs.
Defensive kick for Gardner. Kicks 25 metres backwards. Gardner had to dive to take the mark in the left back pocket. So we saw him up and back last year as he tried to find a spot back in the team. Gardner from the left back pocket. A high kick to the wing. English got taken high. Free kick to advantage. Bulldogs use it to Bontempelli. 60 from goal. Bont! Bang! To the goal line. It's just kept in the field of play by Gardner. Norton there to pick up. He's harassed by Zorko. Kicks it in the air. Comes down on the top of the pack, and Andrews knuckles it through for a point. It's the Lions by 7 at 3-1 to 1-6. Zane Bojack on the boundary.
Yeah, Luke Beveridge has made an early visit to the bench, and he's not a happy man, particularly with some of this goal kicking. It's really causing him to pull his hair out, and he's got plenty of it.
Through Wilmot, it gets to Lockneil at left half back, kicks it forward to Coleman. Takes it in front of Bailey Dale, in between left half back and centre wing on the outer side. He chips it just a little bit further towards the boundary and finds Jared Berry. He's held up. They've stacked up nicely down the outer side, have the doggies. So Berry goes down the line. Karmas flies for the Dogs. Fist it towards the benches, towards the boundary line. Kai Lehman helps him out and takes it between the two benches. That will be a throw in.
And there's a big sign which reads 2 on both benches. So if we were playing NFL, it's a 2-minute warning here in this first quarter at the Gabba. English with the touch over the top at ruck time. Doesn't have a rover though. Rolls along the deck on the wing. Zorko first to pick up for Brisbane. Hands it to Bailey. Crunched from behind. Solid tackle from Butterick. Picked up by Fraser of the Dogs. 1-2 hand pass with Bramble. Fraser just defensive side of the bullseye. Bullet kick down the corridor. Kennedy marks 70 from goal. Chips it to the runner. Bontempelli. Can't mark but taps it to his own advantage. Shins his kick. But he's the Bont and he can make rubbish look good. Mishit that terribly. But he is magic with a Sherrin in hand. And I think the Sherrin, out of sheer respect for the man who kicked it, bounced through for a goal. And it's a point the difference at the Gabba. Brisbane 3-1-19. The Bulldogs 2-6-18.
Well, that's what the Bulldogs got to do. They've got to stop those short 45s that the Brisbane's trying to do and go through the corridor. They forced Berry to kick it down the line. They won it on the half-back line. And then you were the one that Matty Prime was saying how many numbers they had through the corridor. Because when they're setting up through the corridor, they're forcing Brisbane to go wide. But when they go through the middle and they kick it down line, they can get that turnover and they slingshot footy back in their forward line.
So it looks like the midfield of the Doggies are the ones racking up the possessions. Kennedy with 12, Richards with 9, Bontempelli with 7.
Another centre bounce clearance for the Bulldogs.
There's another one for Richards. Long one inside 50. Big contest, Darcy versus Andrews. This time, Darcy's holding Andrews instead of the other way around. Harris Andrews gets the free kick. Kicks it to left half back. Oscar Allen a long way down there. Couldn't take what he might have. And has there been a hold, a whistle on play? No, the ball goes over the boundary line where the arc meets the boundary at right half forward for the Dogs, and there'll be a throw in. So it's a frenetic pace that's been set. Throw in across the arc. Fort versus English. English gets it down, another 1-2. Kennedy gets it back to Richards. Gets onto the left foot, gets it inside 50, hits his target. That is a magnificent kick from Richards. Finds himself a teammate in Bailey Williams. He's in the right forward pocket, only about 20 from goal. Tight angle though.
The first really good kick inside 50. It's been a dominance inside 50, but they've just been really slap hazard with their kicking, and Brisbane have defended super strong, but that was the first time they really lowered their eyes, Pricey, and it was a great kick.
2 goals, 6 for the Dogs so far. This one could put them in front. He's on a very tight angle. Bailey Williams. Let's go. Strikes it nicely. 2/3 of the way up the right-hand goalpost to make it even at quarter time. 3-1-19 to the Lions. 2-7-19 to the Bulldogs. The goal kickers for the Lions. Zane Zakastelski's got 1. Cameron's got 1. Bailey's got 1. And with the Bont with the floater, and Ed Richards with the 2 goals for the Western Bulldogs.
Thank you, Michael. 3-1 plays 2-7, and we're all square at 19. And the first break here at the Gabba. Earlier, it was Greater Western Sydney by 27 points over Hawthorn. Jake Stringer picked up the 3 votes in the ABC Footballer of the Year. Greater Western Sydney, 19 goals, 8, 122. The Hawthorns, 14, 11, 95. And just a reminder, we've got sport across the board this weekend on the ABC. The Australian women lead now by 79 runs. Day 2 of the Test match as the multi-format series between the Aussies and India is reaching its conclusion in Perth. You can hear that on ABC. Listen on the pink button there. Earlier, Annabelle Sutherland, another Test match century for the star Victorian all-rounder. She took 4 wickets with the ball, ended up making 129 with the bat. Elise Perry made 76 earlier on. The Aussie women 7 for 277, leading by 79 after India made 198 yesterday. You can hear the call on the pink button on ABC Listen. Around the grounds in the NRL this evening, Cronulla beat Gold Coast 50-10. In the first half at Brookvale, Manly 14 lead Canberra 6. And in the Super Rugby, the big game tonight between the ACT Brumbies and the Queensland Reds, has been delayed, I fancy, due to weather there. If you do want to hear that game, lightning, bad weather. Lightning apparently striking part of the complex at Canberra Stadium there. Earlier, the Highlanders beat the Force 39-31. Blues beat the Crusaders 29-13. So once that gets going, if you want to hear it tonight, because we've got everything going on, you need to find the ABC Canberra button on ABC Listen to hear that game. There's a few other things to get to. But on that, 3-1-19 plays 2-7-19. Quarter time at the Gabba Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
There's lyrics in here that I don't want anybody to ever see.
Creative Types is back for a new season with me, Virginia Trioli.
A ridiculous amount of fun. Fantastic.
Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. on ABC TV and streaming on ABC iView.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Hand pass from Butterick out the back, doesn't find a teammate. Morris kicks it off the ground for Brisbane, onto the chest of Charlie Cameron. And John Denver's gargling for the first time in 2026. I must admit, I didn't check the playlist, but surely they wouldn't have changed things here. It's become a thing of football folklore. Charlie Cameron kicks the first goal of the year at the Gabba. Are we going home? Yes, indeed. High kick to attacking 50. Norton one-on-one with Gardner. Ball to deck. Rode by Arthur Jones. Beautiful scoop up. Gets the hand pass away. And the shot on goal from Richards is the Doggies' first goal of 2026.
Coleman got it back to Harris Andrews by hand. Then to Jared Berry. Goes over the arc and then chips a beautiful pass. And it's marked by Zane Zakostelski. It was knocked out of his hand. A 50-metre penalty as he will go to the top of the goal square and launch into his first AFL goal. And they get around double Z.
Chips it to the runner, Bontempelli. Can't mark, but taps it to his own advantage. Shins his kick, but he's the Bont, and he can make rubbish look good. Mishit that terribly. But he is magic with a Sharon in hand.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
3-1 to 2-7. We're squared at 19 through the first term at the Gabba. Great to have your company here in Brisbane as opening round continues on ABC Sport between the Lions and the Dogs. Now, before our experts, Matt Primus and Jeff White, Zane Bojak's got an eye on Hugh McCluggage at the quarter-time huddle. Zane, come in. What can you tell us?
Yeah, he's got a calf problem, Q. And, of course, this is his first match, too, as a co-skipper, so he'd be very disappointed. It looks like he's going to be able to not play much of a part for the rest of the match. But, of course, there's no sub anymore. But he hasn't... he's been sitting in the back line of the benches, so the second line of seating, so I don't think he's going to be back for the rest of the match. Lions haven't confirmed that yet, obviously, but he's struggling with the calf.
Thank you, Zane. Jeff White, Matt Primus, my first time at the footy in 2026, and you can sense the pace. You always feel it's quick when you first came back at the new season, but what are you seeing out there?
Well, Brisbane have sort of had it on their terms the first half of that first quarter. They've had 33 marks to 18, so they chip mark, and that's where Bulldogs are going to try and stop it through the corridor, particularly the 45 kicks that they're trying to... Then when they get forward to centre, that's when they're dangerous because they're going inside forward 50 really quickly. But Bulldogs, for mine, they're 5-1 out of the centre bounce. They've been really dominant there, led by Tim English, but their left footers and Bontempelli, Richards, and of course Libba, getting it out of the centre, but just got to have a bit of scoreboard pressure, a bit more accuracy in front of the sticks for the Bulldogs. But they look sharp, they look clean. Once they stop that mark kick, they're dangerous, aren't they?
And I love the Bulldog style. Their handball game's the complete opposite of Brisbane and giving themselves great look. To me, it's just Brisbane's defence has been outstanding. They've just survived and pressured all the Bulldogs inside 50s. Can they stand up for the rest of the game?
Opening ball up at the second term, with scores locked at 19, 3-1 to 2-7. Bulldogs clearance out the back as Dale hand passes to half back to debutant Jones. Kicks to the wing. Norton has it spoiled away by Coleman. Great work from Kitty, and he reels it in with one hand near the boundary to play on from 60. Kicks to full forward. Morris spoiled by Karmas. Ball on the deck. Bailey there for Brisbane. Sockers it off the deck. He's got help in Ashcroft in the form of Levi. Picks up, hands it back to Bailey near the pocket. 40 out. Kick to the goal mouth off hands. Cleared desperately by O'Donnell of the Bulldogs. But his kick is straight back to Coleman on attacking 50 for Brisbane. Stymied. Hand pass doesn't create much. And Dunkley has to play tackler on West to force a ball up at left half back for the Bulldogs.
Only 55 from goal. Fort wins this ruck contest against English, but at the front it's the Bont. Kicks it beyond centre wing out of side off the hands of Norton. Taken by Harris Andrews. He's sandwiched between Croft and Norton, and a very quick whistle again, as we've seen so far in opening round. Umpire throws it up. Centre wing out of side off the hands of English to Will Ashcroft. Handball back to Lester. Lester off his right foot. It's ill-directed. It's heading towards the boundary line. And Matthew Kennedy takes a mark. 14th disposal coming up for Matthew Kennedy, the former Blue, from just behind centre wing out of side. He kicks it to left half forward for the Dogs, but it's taken there by Ryan Lester in front of the pack.
Lester at right half back for Brisbane. Kicks to Neal. Marks plays on immediately with a hand pass to Reville from the wing. Slots it to half forward. Loman marks 60 from goal. A bit of a cutesy chip, which was not great. Didn't advantage his forwards in Cameron. Fisted away from him. Ball still inside 50 for Brisbane. Burrowing in, Richards picks up for the Dogs and forces a neutral as Dunkley applies the tackle. Quentin Hull and Michael Price calling the action with Matt Primus, Jeff White and Zane Bojack. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Scores locked up at 19 here at the Gabba after the Giants beat the Hawks by 27 earlier today. Back of the stoppage, Brisbane clearance. Near with a hand pass to Zorko. 70 from goal. Snapped kick to the pocket. Loman flew from behind. In front, Dale couldn't mark. Shark by Cameron. Hands it to Allen. Oscar Allen with a left foot roller has it touched on the line. And it's through for a point, which gives Brisbane the lead. Lockie Bramble there in a time of need for the Dogs. 3-2-20 to 2-7-19.
So it's coming back in. Bailey Dale sold the dummy and kicked it back towards Riley West. Beautifully gathered in under enormous pressure. The handball to Lob through the chain of handballs. It comes through from Fraser to the Bont, back to Fraser. Launched a long and ugly bomb. I think that's gone out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket. It has, and you just see on the big screen Luke Beveridge hand over his face in despair.
Because they are all over them, Pricey. They're instant, but they are just butchering, letting Brisbane off the hook, and they're too good a team to be able to dominate and not pressure them on the scoreboard, because eventually Brisbane will get some control back.
English, he's been good so far.
Yeah, Andrews bombed to basically a one-on-one, and English too good for Allen. Takes the mark for the Bulldogs. Chips in field, looking for Butterick. Spoiled by Dunkley. Butterick goes in. Butters up, wins the ball, hands it to Libba. Liberatore hands to English. Chips to half forward. Mark taken by Richards. 55 from goal. And Ed Richards will hold up for a moment. And now on his left boot, kicks the ball to the goal mouth through the fingers of Croft. And it rolls through for another Bulldogs behind. 2 goals, 8-20.
Just another poor inside 50 again. Just letting him off the hook here.
Aggressive kick straight down the middle, found Dunkley. Dunkley the handball to Levi Ashcroft, then to Wilmot. Centre wing, they're already there. Fort received it, gave it to Charlie Cameron at left half forward. Lateral kick to centre half forward, missed the target, picked up by Liberatore for the Doggies. All of a sudden they extracted easily. Kennedy, he's turned it over. Beautifully cut off there. Now it gets to Bruce Reville, 60 metres away. Oh, Rory Lobb floats in front of Oscar Allen and takes a great defensive mark.
Bruce Reville, he's got to take grass there. He had so much in front of him.
Lobb with a chip pass, which ends up in the hands of Butterick through Bramble. So chip mark, Butterick on half-back, kicks it laterally infield, and the first game up, Jakes takes the grab, chips it to Dale, and the Bulldogs are still at half-back. So Bailey Dale's got the ball, 5th in the best and fairest last season. All-Australian blazer as well for him, as he chips it short back to Connor Butterick. We're all just getting used to in his new red, white and blue. Chips it down the line. Liberatore in front. Oh, got hammered from behind by Dunkley. Fair contest, no mark. Dunkley ropes. Hands it to Wilmot. Back to Dunkley. Brisbane ball on the wing. Hand pass ends up with Gallup. 60 from goal. Turns over the kick inside 50. 200 gamer. Rory Lobb there once again with the intercept mark at full-back for the Bulldogs. It's Brisbane 3-2-20. Bulldogs 2-8-20. 5-minute second term.
Oh, it's just a chip forward, and that he got absolutely smashed, Ed Richards. Little chip pass there from Lobb. He's still inside defensive 50, but Ty Gallup absolutely smashed the redhead. He gets up very, very slowly, then peels off to his left.
They've done well to slow them down here, Brisbane.
Lateral kick. He's overcooked that, and he's kicked it out of bounds, and I think Levi Ashcroft was hoping that would just go past the arc so he'd get a free kick.
But it's not the way they like to play. They're not a kick mark team. They want to try and play quick, but Brisbane have really stalled for them the last couple of minutes.
Throw in, right half forward for Brisbane across the arc of 50. Fort's in the rear position, smashed it forward, picked up by Matthew Kennedy. He gets it to the outer wing. It bounces freely after beating the pack. Nicely picked up there by Williams. Williams shoots a handball backwards. Now it's to Jones in his debut. Kicks it into the forward pocket looking for Croft. Harris Andrews, the juggling effort, ends up controlling the ball and delicately placing it onto the right boot for Zorko. The 45 kick to Bruce Reville, short of centre wing. He goes a little bit longer to right half forward. Big pack flies and Rory Lobb destroyed it. Belted it over the boundary line, but there's going to be a free kick here. Umpire's seen a hold. Looks like it's going to Logan Morris.
Oh.
They didn't like it.
Bailey Dale coming back, and he said he took his eye off the ball, but
I didn't see it like that, Matty Primus. Your thoughts?
No, I thought play on.
Well, regardless, it's Logan Morris with the Sharon in hand.
Oscar Allen's going to make himself dangerous. Rory Lobb's playing on him, and he's just having a field day down the back line at the moment.
The Logan Morris really announced himself last year. It's incredible. He's only in his 46th game of AFL football, looking for his 78th goal right now. He launches from 40, just pushes it skinny, one behind. The Lions hit the lead again, 3-3, 21 to the Doggies, 2-8-20.
And just reiterating, no Huma Cluggage for Brisbane. He is out of the game, and it looks like he's done for the night. Short chicken marked by English, gave it back to the man who sold him in trouble. And Charlie Cameron has swamped on Connor Butterick, holding the ball. Butterick was providing the link man there, and English, sold him a dump. And Cameron earns a shot on goal. 30 metres out, slight angle to the left.
That's what the Brisbane coaching staff want from him. They want him to kick goals, obviously, but his defensive pressure tonight's been great.
Well, only the 32 goals last year, which was his lowest return since 2020. He's already got one tonight. Make it two for Charles Cameron. Brisbane out by 7 points at 4-3-27 to 2-8-20. You're hearing Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Matt Primus and Jeff White, your experts.
Yeah, I reckon English, it was obviously a poor decision, and any handball receive you're doing with Charlie Cameron in the vicinity is inviting trouble, but I reckon it was a product of the last 2 or 3 minutes. They've been pinned and not been able to play quick, and they wanted to try and get the game going because they don't play that style of kick and mark and like Brisbane do in their back half. And I reckon English said, I've got to get this ball going, just chose the wrong option. But that was just sustained pressure from Brisbane's full team defence the last 5 or 6 minutes for mine.
And he was quite open, the fact that his form wasn't great during the year. Mind you, had a pretty good grand final, Charlie Cameron. But, 2 tonight. Just the 32 goals last year, Michael Price, after his lowest return since his 34 in 2020.
Yet another centre clearance for the Dogs. Darcy in the ruck, got it forward to Kennedy, back to Darcy, inside 50, off the hands of Norton, and then he follows up with a crunching tackle to make sure the ball stays inside attacking 50, and Dane Zorko peels himself off the Gabba turf. Umpire throws it up. Darcy's followed it down, takes it out of the ruck, got the handball away. Liberatore to Jakes. Handball comes back to Bramble. Bramble on the right foot, and there's a kick for goal. From 35, slots it nicely. The Dogs get their third. 4-3-27 the Lions. 3-8-26 to the Dogs. 9 minutes 40 gone, second term.
No, I like this. They've instead of putting Croft into the centre, they've put Darcy. They swung English forward to make it tall in the forward line. Darcy's gone in there against Zane, the debutant for Brisbane, tapped it out, centre bounce, then got the clearance there inside forward 50. So they're trying to get Darcy into the game. Great way to do it and put him in the ruck.
And you mentioned, Jeff, the centre bounce, 7-1 it is this quarter, and they haven't kicked anything from it, but it's given them territory. They're the best stoppage scoring team from last year, and they just showed then from that stoppage how lethal they are from that area of the ground.
It's interesting. The official stat still has CBC for centre bounce clearances. As much as, we are slowly going to need to change the lexicon as the ball is thrown up in the middle to restart play. Neil with the clearance for Brisbane. Kick to half forward. Well, Morris first to meet it diving, couldn't control the mark. Lobs there, can't pick up. Morris goes in again. Hard footy to win in the forward pocket for Brisbane. Battery comes through for the Bulldogs, dispossessed. Great pressure from Gallup to hassle it over the boundary line. And a throw-in will be the result. Left back pocket for the Dogs. Right forward pocket for the Lions on this warm and humid Saturday night at the Gabatoir. It's a packed house. They saw the flag unfurled earlier on. And we'll now see a boundary throw in down the school end. Brisbane leading by a point. Toss back into play. Darcy clearly double-fisted at ruck time. Finds a rover in Liberatore. Picks up and hacks the Dogs out of immediate danger. Rolling ball to the wing. First met by Andrews of Brisbane, though. Hands to Leicester. Rush kick inside 50. And Will Ashcroft takes the mark for Brisbane. Clean clunk and a pack. And the hacked kick in from Leicester has been grabbed by Boy Wonder, 40 from goal.
How did he mark that? That was in front of Darcy.
He marked that.
Darcy
lob.
Darcy lob.
Because he's 21 years of age and in 58 games he's already won 2 Norm Smith medals. Game 59 for him. He is just a little bit special. Will Ashcroft on the approach, 45 out, right foot boot. Is across the face for a point.
Easy to build him up.
Well, even champions can have a moment. He's not a champion yet, but boy, only because he's 21, I'd say. If he was 31 with 2 norms, he wouldn't have to add to his norms and he'd be a champion. What is it? 2 points the difference, 4-4 to 3-8.
Michael Selwood, the debutant for the Doggies, inside defensive 50 at right half back. He lobs it just short of centre wing on the commentary side, and a double grabber by Harris Andrews. Flares it backwards onto the logo to his good mate Ryan Lester, confronted by Richards, and then back onto the logo proper. He gets it to Jasper Fletcher. They're just retaining the ball, taking the pace off the game when they require it. Fletcher to left half forward. The big fly there by Tim English got in front of his opponent and his old teammate in Dunkley, and takes it over. Well, would they have played together there? They would have. Over the boundary line at left half forward, about 52 metres from the Lions' goal.
And Josh Dunkley, by the way, another one of those stories. He was signed till 2028, but he's pushed that out to 2030 now. So he's locked up in Brisbane. Won the best and fairest last year. Will Ashcroft with the clearance from attacking 50. Rush ball to the goal mouth. Buku Kamas knuckles it out of play.
Been really disciplined on that. With a high ball going towards the boundary line. Instead of going for the mark, they've been really aggressive at punching it from the Bulldogs' backs. Good discipline.
Ball thrown in left forward pocket for Brisbane. Darcy to the front, taps down to Richards for the Dogs. Immediately tackled, dropped it. Ump says, play on. Rayner tackle, dropped it. Oh, and then we've got the old Jackie Chan kick it out of the air shot from Will Ashcroft. He's kicked it out of the full. The Daniel Wells special. Free kick to Rory Lobb in the right back pocket. He's done a few of those, Will Ashcroft.
He will try anything, and why wouldn't he? Lob plays on, no man standing the mark, so he kicks it just short of centre wing. Zach Kostelski beaten to it. Sam Darcy just floated in front and took a beautiful mark. He hesitated, went off his mark, so had to play on, scrubbed it, picked up by Rayner. Rayner with time, handball to Zach Kostelski, back to Rayner. Rayner inside to Oscar Allen. Now the run, Bailey, Charlie Cameron, left foot, 3 goals, and the motorbike comes out to join John Denver. Five goals for 34 to 3-8-26. There's pace on this game. The Lions by 8 points.
Just shooting themselves in the foot. English's handball that caused a simple goal there, and then Darcy did set your feet face forward. Don't just play on wheeling and put yourself under pressure, and then a junk little left foot kick, and Brisbane sweat off those forward half turnovers. But just 2 simple goals that would be driving Luke Beveridge crazy.
So he had kicks, 28 goals for the season up until the last game. 4 in the grand final to make it 32 for the year, which is still his lowest return since 2020, and now 3 before half-time.
He looked sharp, even in that state of origin. He looked sharp. He looked really sharp. It looked like he had a big pre-season, and he's showing it tonight.
Brisbane 5-4-34 with an 8-point lead over the Western Bulldogs. 3-8, 26, 15 minutes, second quarter. From the restart in the middle. Ball shunted to half forward for Brisbane. Will Ashcroft, one-handed pickup, rides the tackle of Croft, hand pass to Reville, hand pass to Neal, 70 from goal. Chip pass hits the lead of Morris. Takes the mark on his chest despite the close defensive pressure of O'Donnell. And now it's Logan Morris's turn to have a shot from 50.
Sorry, Q. I like what Brisbane have done. They've identified that English is winning the hit out, so hitting it to his left. Now they're just suffocating, and they've won the last 2 centre bounce clearances. So smart by. Yep.
Logan Morris. Speaking of goals, leading goal kicker last year for Brisbane, 53.
It's a great year, isn't it?
For the man who will indelibly be linked to the Golden Arches after his snacking trip before an unlikely debut 2 years ago. Can kick a Sharon. Hits the post near side from 50. Didn't miss by much. That's a point. And the Lions, 5 goals, 5-35, lead the Bulldogs, 3 goals, 8-29, a 9-point advantage to the 2-time premiers.
They need to get some territory back here, the Bulldogs. They've lost their ascendancy the last 5 minutes, and Brisbane well on top.
Karmas by foot to Richards. He chips at the centre half back to find O'Donnell, son of Simon. Was a cricketer himself, a Category B rookie, the 3rd generation footballer. Grandfather Kevin also played with Simon O'Donnell, both at the St Kilda club. Now it's Jakes. Gets it off to Oscar Baker. Now he launches one inside 50. That's a beautiful kick into the path of the big man, Sam Darcy. Just put it in there. Did not have to change stride and accepted it on the chest around about, well, let's say 35 metres out. But he's right on the boundary in the right forward pocket. He's facing inboard to curl it around.
Backing him in?
Yep.
Well, they're backing him in from here. The left foot is superb curling. That is a ripper. A thing of beauty from Sam Darcy. The 4th goal for the Bulldogs. 5-5-35 the Lions. 4-8-32. It's a 3-point margin. 17 and a half minutes gone second term. Beautifully called, Jeff White.
First time coast to coast from the Bulldogs too. We're talking about getting territory, but the way they are able to split the defence, that kick from Davison to come back through the corridor to Baker and then be able to open up the area for Darcy to lead into, superb. But that's what they can do, and their scoreboard pressure, they can do it really, really quickly, the Bulldogs.
Good way to make up for your mistake before, isn't it? Just snag one from the boundary on your left.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Great to have Matt Primus and Jeff White back with you for season 2026. And this has been a good contest so far at the Gabba. Lions leading by 3 points. Centre restart, Zachary. It'll take a while for my lips to get used to that. Double Z tapped it down. The other Z's got the rove. Zorko with the clearing kick to the wing. No one there for him though. Jakes does the roving for the Bulldogs. Ham passes to Williams from 70. Kicks to full forward. Darcy a chance to mark. Couldn't. Roved by Zorko, but Darcy tackled him. Ball spills. Croft snaps. And Croft just misses. It's a point. That was awesome from Darcy to make the tackle on Zorko there. If you're that tall, you're allowed to apply that kind of forward pressure. 2 points to lead to Brisbane.
It was a long way down for Zork.
Zakastelski. Yep, got to practice that one a bit.
Oh, mate, for a bloke who made his debut calling South Korea versus China, you'll be fine. Don't worry about that. Off hands, Lohman gave it to Bruce Reville. The handball to centre wing to Bailey. Back to Bruce. He kicks it to right half forward looking for Charlie. He found Charlie. He went to play on. Went to put the handball over the top. It was beautifully spoiled there by Jakes. Now the ball underneath Charlie. Jakes snavels him.
That's great. That is great defensive play from Jakes. Staying in the moment. Just staying in the moment. Staying on the mark. Great awareness.
Won himself a free kick and launches it down the other side.
Well played by the young fella.
Intercept mark for Brisbane taken by Darcy Fort, who is between wing and right half forward. Brisbane lead by 2 points. Fort kicks conservatively backwards to true centre wing for Fletcher. Fletcher chips over the man on the mark to Neal. Neil chips over the man on the mark to Coleman. Kitty Coleman marks at 70 from goal. So it's one game last year after one game the previous year. That gorgeous left boot, it hasn't lost him. Long kick to the pocket. Target is Rayner. Fisted away by Selwood. Ball on the deck near the boundary and out of play. We'll see a throw in. Right forward pocket for Brisbane. Underneath the big scoreboard at the school end of the Gabba. She's pretty full tonight, and it will be for most of the season. Now, winter's pretty popular everywhere, but particularly in Titletown here in Brisbane. Boundary throw in. Was that a whistle on play? No, play on. Kennedy's picked up for the Bulldogs to clear from the back pocket. Plays to stop for a moment. Kennedy plays on. Kicks it clear. It rolls towards the boundary. Berry first to meet it. Tackled by Bailey Williams. Picked up, though, by Levi Ashcroft of the Lions. Hands it to Zorko. Hands through Levi back to Gardner on the wing. And a conservative chip to half-back. And
step.
38th parallel infringement from Arthur Jones, with Harris Andrews taking the mark. Yeah, even if your toenail gets the landmine, Pricey, you're gone. Andrews hands it off to Zorko. The Zork from 52. Oh, he is a beautiful thing. 37 years of age. And he is the Benjamin Button of the AFL. Zork from long range. A sixth goal for Brisbane. 6-5, 41 to 4-9, 33. I tell you what, wherever those needles are that he got a couple of years ago, remember the needle therapy. Yep. The key to this man continuing to be a physical AFL specimen at 37 years of age in his 15th season.
He played it really well, actually. He was on the left hand. He was just walking casually left-hand side of Harris Andrews, and then he whipped around on his right foot. It was well set up and good finish.
As the kids say, I don't want to yuck your yum, but do we really want to see a 50-metre penalty for a toenail over the stand line? I'm not sure. I'll throw it up for debate later. We're backing in.
Do the kids say yuck your yum?
Well, mine do. Okay. As it comes off hands of Zakostelski. Tim English extracted the ball, then he was tackled. It's let loose now. Dunkley gave the handball away to Jasper Fletcher, and he's tackled into the ground by Norton, who then retreats back to the forward line as the umpire throws it up. Darcy Ford enters the fray, taps it down, and Lock Neal. As quick as he was grabbed, the umpire blew the whistle. He's going to do it again.
6-5, 41 to 4-9, 33. Brisbane's lead 8 points at the Gabba. Rush to half forward for the Bulldogs. Baker is there. He does a little step to create some space from 60. High kick towards full forward. Darcy got first touch from behind. Couldn't complete the mark. Rode by Berry of Brisbane. Hand passes to Neil. Neil runs towards defensive 50. Decides to kick, and it's a good kick. Marked by Zakostelski at right half back.
Been bouncy and moving around really well in his first game.
Short chip to Bailey, who has a Z in his name. Hands it back to Zorko, who's got a Z in his name. So double Z to 1Z to 1Z. Across half back with the kick. Fletcher with no Zs. Has it, kicks to the middle of the ground, turns it over. Fraser does the roving for the Dogs. Hands it on to Kennedy. Kennedy hands it to Bramble, edge of the centre square. Slicing past to Baker. And Oscar Baker is going to play on. Runs infield. Beautiful kick to right half forward. And almost dropped. Bailey Williams took the grab after a couple of fumbles on 50. Hands it to Jakes. The debutant kicks to full forward and a huge fly from Croft. He drops the mark. It goes through for a point.
He's winded himself too. Geez, he got up on the back of Harris Andrews then.
Not quite as high as Mac Andrew at Carrara last night.
He's winded. He can't move.
Oh, but boy, Andrews was the step ladder and Croft almost pulled in an absolute hanger. It's a point. 6-5-41 plays 4-10-34.
4-10. As Zorko has it at the top of the goal square, directing traffic, and then he decides to just bite off a 20-metre kick to Jared Berry. Goes past for the handball receive, then launches another one to centre wing. It's nicely weighted. Jakes did well to actually play interference as Ryan Lester flew for the ball off the both sets of hands over the boundary line right in front of the ABC Sport commentary box. There'll be a throw in on the Vulture Street side of the Gabba. Lions by 7 points, 24.5 gone in this second term. The throw in back to the logo. Actually, the ruckmen were engaged with each other and they missed the ball. It was picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy misses it. Jared Berry picks it up, shoots a indiscriminate handball through. English. And it comes back there to Cooper Hines. And the chip from Jakes undid his good work from earlier and just chipped it straight into the hands of the big man Darcy Fort for the Lions.
Zorko running from half back to play link man, receives the hand pass, drills the pass to Lohman. Kai Lohman with the grab, 2 kicks from goal between wing and left half forward. Chips the ball to the pocket. The target is Gallup. Spoil comes from Karmas. Out of play, boundary throw in the left forward pocket.
Discipline again, going towards the boundary, just spoil it, set yourself up. Good discipline by the Dogs.
Yeah, Buku Karmas, who of course entertained that off-season move to the Blues. Didn't get him there. He played 14 games last year, Karmas, but he started well here tonight. Boundary throw in, Brisbane in attack. Berry back of the pack, tackled immediately by Kennedy. Play on, picked up by Williams of the Dogs. Clearing kick is marked though by Gardner. There's a scummed kick from Williams, and Gardner marked 60 from goal. Looks infield with the chip to Andrews. Takes the mark edge of the centre square. Short pass to Neal. Marks it 52 metres out. Neal plays on. Kicks to the pocket for Gallup. 1 touch, not the second. Good spoil by Lobb, who then tumbles it in front of him. Can't pick up. Kept alive by Lohman. Looking to link with Reville on the ground. Reville was held without the ball. Free kick to Bruce. Had it right, half forward, hard on the boundary, 60 from goal. 26 minutes second term. Lions by 7 points at Saturday footy on ABC Sport.
Reville goes long, inside 50, looking for Lohman and flying Oscar Allen, fisted away by O'Donnell over the boundary line. We'll get a throw in about 30 metres out. In the right forward pocket, every player on the park is forward of the centre circles. It's a very condensed game.
They keep going. When they got a set shot out or a slow play outside forward 50 for Brisbane, they're going too skinny. I'd like to see them try and hit the top of the goal square.
They're in front by 7 points at the moment. Darcy Ford in the front position, slaps it forward. Lohman to Rayner. Rayner snaps from the pocket. A little skinny though, one behind. Would have been a miracle. 6-6-42, plays 4-10-34, back to an 8-point margin with 27 gone, second term.
And just a reminder, Hugh McCluggage out of the contest with a calf injury. So, All-Australian of last year and the runner-up in the best and fairest for Brisbane, an early casualty. Dogs have got it on half-back from the kick-in. Butterick's hand pass sets a task of Croft. Ball comes free, but Croft was held without... Or no, it's going to be Butterick who was held after he got rid of it. So, and now a 50-metre penalty for what?
Back chat, must be, surely.
Yeah, might have been some lip from Dunkley. So Connor Butterick.
Important goal here with a minute and a half to go.
March
shot on goal.
Down the corridor, and the man on the mark's going to be 45 from goal, Matt. So
right on his range, you reckon, Q?
Yeah.
Well, I reckon he's got this in him, Connor Butterick. Straight in front. Sort of gives himself the bit of the arc on the right boot. He struck that high and deep and straight. First goal as a Bulldog for the Gold Coast product, Connor Butterick. And the Dogs are within 2 points of the Premiers, getting close to half-time in this pulsating opening round encounter in Brisbane. The line 6-6-42 to the Bulldogs 5-10-40.
Right on his range, wasn't it, Whitey?
Right on his range,
at the arc, and he took all the grass he could, just got it over the man on the mark with a beautiful kick.
And great finish. He had to go around, give himself a little bit more room off the mark, but it must have been a bit of lip. It have to be a little bit of lip because there was no one on the mark. So it was definitely someone said something.
He made it easy for the umpire, Dunkley, by stretching the jumper. Zane Bojak's on the boundary.
Yeah, Kitty Coleman's come off, guys, and he's got some blood from his eye on the right side. So they're just treating him on the bench at the moment. But, he is bleeding out there. The young man is back.
Grown up, and Lockneil comes out with the ball, extracts it, kicks it to right half forward. Logan Morris takes the mark and then scrubs an absolute mongrel inside 50. Beautifully picked up by Gallup. Gallup handball to Bailey. Bailey flicked it forward. Jakes for the Doggies intercepted it. He let loose the ball. Ashcroft picks it up for the Lions. Tackled by the opposite, number 8 in Matthew Kennedy, who got it and kicked it outside defensive 50. Off hands again. Lockie Neal copping a few boos from the Doggies crowd. Gets it over to Darcy Wilmot inside 50. Fort spoiled by English, the late arrival. At centre half forward, Zorko, handball over the top to Berry. Berry from 45 curls a left footer around, but not far enough. One behind, 43 plays 40, 3 points the margin to the Lions late in the second quarter.
Only 29 seconds of playing time left in this first half. And the Bulldogs only 3 points in arrears of the two-time champs. Lobb runs beyond the square and kicks a long inbound to a pack on the wing, and there's a free kick going to Norton, who plays on quickly. Dangerous kick to the bullseye, looking for Baker, spoiled by Andrews. Bouncing ricochet, evades foot, but is picked up by Reville of the Lions. Bruce Reville pings out of the bullseye, kicks deep to full forward, knuckled out the back by Selwood of the Bulldogs, and he does enough to get it over the boundary line for a throw in with 1 second left. So if the timekeeper is precise, the flight time will absorb the remaining time of the first half. Restart the clock. Tick, 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 tick. Yep, didn't get to hand. So there you go. How long does it take to leave the boundary umpire's hand and get to the ruck's hand? More than 1 second. That is the end of the first half at the Gabba, and the Brisbane Lions have just got the lead. 3 points at the long break is the advantage of the locals and two-time champs. It was locked up at 19 at quarter time. Now it's 6-7-43 to 5-10-40. So both teams kicking 3 goals in that term. The Lions with 3 goals, 6. The Bulldogs kicking 3 goals. No, that can't be right. Sorry. 3-6 to 3 goals, 3. 3-6 to 3-3. That's the difference of 3 points. Correct, because it was level at quarter time. Couple of goals, or make it 3. 3 goals for Charlie Cameron, 2 in that quarter. Zane Zakostelski has got his first goal in league footy, along with the other Z surname in the Lions team, Dane Zorko, who is at the opposite end of the career. Game 1 for Zakostelski, game 305 for Zorko, while for the Bulldogs, all singles to Richards, Bontempelli, Bramble, Darcy and Butterick. Lions by 3 points at 6-7-43 to 5-10-40. It's been frenetic. Matt Primus and Jeff White. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Good game of footy.
It is a great game of footy, fast and intense. Really impressed with the one-on-one contest from both sides. Really going at it, aggressive, clean below their knees. I love the discipline of the Bulldogs. They're just, those weak angles when you're going towards the boundary line, Matty, they're just spoiling. They're just killing the ball. Last year, I think there was a lot of times where they try to either mark it and leave it in the vicinity for allow for those small forwards of the opposition. Tonight, there's been 4 or 5 big smashes over the boundary line. Really good discipline from the Bulldogs. Give the time, bit of setup, get the mids down involved. So I've really liked that. But speed on the ball from both sides has been really impressive to watch. And the Bulldogs are just trying to, suffocate that short 45 kicks that the Brisbane Lions are trying to adapt going through the corridor.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It probably flipped on its head a bit, that quarter. I think Brisbane dominated territory in inside 50s, and what did you say, Q? They kicked 3 goals, 6. So they let the Western Bulldogs off the hook with inaccuracy, where in the first quarter, obviously, it was the other way around. So they defended pretty well, the Bulldogs. And as you mentioned, Lobb and Harris Andrews, they've just been key pillars in their defence, leading spoils and intercepts. Both teams can't get past those two kind of guys. They've been outstanding defending when they've been really under the pump. So, a really intriguing game. It's both teams are defending well and probably on top of each other's forward line, and midfields are on top. Brisbane's last 10 minutes, they probably got back. I think they won four straight centre bounces after getting pants 7-1 up until that stage. So a midfield battle with both defences on top of each other's forward line.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Jeff. 3 points to lead to Brisbane. By the way, if you want to get in touch, haven't given the SMS number tonight. My apologies. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a message, 0437 774 774. Please send us your name and where you're texting from, 0437 774 774. Just before a news break, up to date with plenty of sport around the place. The Giants too good for the Hawks at the showground earlier today. If you missed that scoreline, 27 points was the winning margin for GWS. 19 goals, 8-122 over Hawthorn's 14-11-95. Now, the test match over at the Wacker, Australia's lead has now grown to 104 runs. The Aussies are 8 for 302 in reply to India's 198. Century to Annabelle Sutherland at the crease currently, Lucy Hamilton and Alana King. Hamilton's 10 not out, King is 16 not out. The Aussie women 8 for 302 after Sutherland made 129 and Perry 76. We had 2 of the 3 Shield games wrap up as well today. South Australia defeating New South Wales by 9 wickets. Victoria defeating Tasmania by 70 runs. And the game across town here in Brisbane at Allan Border Field, Queensland is 6 for 43, needing another 229 to beat Western Australia. In a weird old game there. 6 for 43, chasing 270 odd for victory there. So
ball must have been hooping around today in the humidity.
There was a bit of that. Covers were on for a bit as well. So NRL this evening, the Gold Coast Titans first game under new coach Josh Hannay. Not a great night out. The Cronulla Sutherland Sharks, last year's beaten preliminary finalists, too good, 50-10 over the Titans. Early stages second half at Brookvale Oval, Canberra 16 lead Manly Warringah 14. The Force beaten by the Highlanders in Super Rugby earlier today. If you missed that score, 39-31. Can't give you a score of the Brumbies-Reds game, still delayed there. Lightning's striking a bit of the ground there. I think they're going to get underway in about 10 minutes, though. Just getting word there. So Brumbies v Reds affected by lightning. That hasn't started as yet. Important NBL game tonight. Perth and Melbourne fighting for their seasons. Melbourne United 48, leading the Perth Wildcats 39, and that's early in the second quarter. There's a lot happening. What was it? Oscar Piastri fifth in practice.
Fifth in practice, yeah.
Today.
Did he have a crash, did he? It
was Verstappen, I think.
Verstappen, was it?
Who had a crash.
That rugby game that's till 9, meant to start at 6:35. Imagine the fans, they've had 3 hours sitting on the waiting for the game to start.
Yeah.
They'd be in good voice by now, wouldn't they?
Well,
or if they've hung around.
There was, of course, the third and final test match of the British and Irish Lions series was delayed for weather at Stadium Australia.
Yeah.
There's been a few of those across the journey. Which was it? The good was it King's birthday game got delayed this year? Whitey at one point, or was it Easter Monday? One of those Monday holiday games. Trying to remember, was it the Geelong Hawthorn game? Was that 2 years ago?
I know
they're all blurring together.
Bulldogs Richmond pre-season game in Ballarat got cancelled at 3/4 Lightning a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
So stay safe out there. Again, that number, if you want to get in touch, 0437 774 774. Brisbane by 3 points at half-time. We'll be back at the Gabba after a trip to the ABC newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. Huge explosions have rocked one of Tehran's main commercial airports after Israel said it was launching a new wave of strikes on Iran. Larry Buttrose has the story.
Eyewitnesses have reported a burning plane on the tarmac following the airport attack. It comes after residents in the capital reported the heaviest night of attacks so far. Iran's United Nations ambassador, Amir Saeed Iravani, has criticised the UN's failure to stop the US-Israeli attacks and says civilian losses are heavy.
At least 1,332 civilians, including women and children, have lost their lives.
Meanwhile, Lebanon's health ministry says there have been 217 deaths there since Israeli strikes began following rocket attacks launched by Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants in the opening days of the war.
Flood-affected Katherine residents in the Northern Territory are facing a long night with the power out and major flooding forecast to peak in the next few hours. Around 500 people are sheltering in emergency evacuation centres and water has started to overwhelm a flood levee built around the town's CBD. The Northern Territory member for Katherine, Joe Hersey, says the community is pulling together to support one another.
And it's quite overwhelming. We've been flooded again. We got evacuated this morning with the power going off and everyone in the street is underwater. Our house is underwater.
Still in the top end, where voting has closed in the Northern Territory by-election for the Darwin Northern Suburb electorate of Nightcliff. The Labor opposition is hoping to reclaim the stronghold seat, which it lost to the NT Greens' first ever member, who last month resigned, citing health concerns. Around half of the electorate voted early, and vote counting is now underway. The South Australian Greens have labelled comments from One Nation candidate Corey Bernardi about Muslims as divisive and deeply hurtful. Bernardi told the ABC he backed federal leader Pauline Hanson's remarks, suggesting there are no good Muslims, which he partially apologised for. Those comments were described by Australia's Race Discrimination Commissioner as racist and Islamophobic. Bernardi said he agreed with Senator Hanson and claimed that if someone is a good Muslim, then their values are incompatible with Australian values. SA Greens leader Robert Sims says Australia is a country that brings together a range of cultures and faiths.
I think the comments that Corey Bernardi and Pauline Hanson have made are divisive and they're deeply hurtful, I think, to lots of people in our community, particularly Muslim South Australians.
The fatal stabbing of a bystander who tried to help a boy being attacked at a Melbourne train station has led to criticism from local residents about public safety. Andy Yu reports.
Shortly before 6 p.m. yesterday, 4 teenagers began attacking a 14-year-old schoolboy at Mernda train station. A 22-year-old off-duty security guard stepped in and walked the boy out of the station. The offenders then followed and proceeded to stab the man with a machete, and despite the efforts of witnesses and then police, he died at the scene. It's led to questions from locals about the lack of protective service officers at the station and whether government efforts to curb youth crime are making any headway.
Get on top of these issues, it's getting crazy now. 4
alleged offenders are in custody but yet to be charged.
A court has ordered a freeze on more than $30 million worth of property in Western Sydney linked to former politician Eddie Obeid. Emily Lawrence has the details.
The New South Wales Crime Commission says the Supreme Court caveat stopping the Obeid Corporation from selling property in Bankstown is the first step in returning taxpayers' money. Eddie Obeid, his son Moses and former mining minister Ian MacDonald were convicted and jailed in October 2021 over a Hunter Valley mine licence conspiracy. The deal netted $30 million that's never been recovered. Commissioner Stephen Demetto.
We've been pursuing this for over a decade. There's still a great deal of work in front of us to extract those funds.
He says the properties were hidden within a complex web of trusts and companies.
A woman has been charged following 3 suspicious fires in the Queensland coastal town of Yeppoon early yesterday. Emergency services were first called to a fire at a business premises at around 3:15 in the morning before further fires were reported at 2 other premises within the next hour. All 3 blazes were extinguished shortly after crews arrived. The 33-year-old woman was charged with multiple offences, including arson, willful damage and attempted stealing. ABC News.
Hi, it's Mackenzie Arnold. I'm Caitlin Ford. It's Alana Kennedy. Hi, I'm Claire Hunt from the Matildas.
Get behind the Tillies with ABC Sport for the AFC Women's Asian Cup Australia 2026. Live and ad-free on ABC Listen.
Rumours, cults, secret identities, and one of Australia's most baffling unsolved mysteries.
Something wasn't right.
It's the latest season of the Expanse podcast. Search for Expanse, the Nan-Up 4 on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
Short chicken marked by English, gave it back to the man who sold him in trouble. And Charlie Cameron has swamped on Connor Butterick, holding the ball. He's already got 1 tonight, make it 2 for Charles Cameron. Brisbane out by 7 points.
Takes it out of the ruck, got the handball away. Liberatore to Jakes. Handball comes back to Bramble. Bramble on the right foot, and there's a kick for goal. From 35, slots it nicely. Picked up by Rayner. Rayner with time. Handball to Zakostelski, back to Rayner. Rayner inside to Oscar Allen. Now the run. Bailey. Oh, Charlie Cameron. Left foot. 3 goals. And the motorbike comes out to join John Denver. Now it's Jakes. Gets it off to Oscar Baker. Now he launches one inside 50. That's a beautiful kick. Into the path of the big man, Sam Darcy. He's right on the boundary in the right forward pocket. He's facing inboard. The left foot is superb. Curling. That is a ripper. A thing of beauty from Sam Darcy. The 4th goal for the Bulldogs.
Andrews hands it off to Zorko. The Zork from 52. Oh, He is a beautiful thing. 37 years of age, and he is the Benjamin Button of the AFL.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Sweating it out on a Saturday night here at the Gabba. Warm and humid conditions as opening round continues. Isn't it great to be back at the footy? Lovely to have your company here on ABC Sport. My name is Quentin Hull. The two-time reigning champs are being served up a good challenge by a team spurned by missing out on September narrowly last year. The Western Bulldogs only 3 points in arrears here. It's Brisbane 6-7-43 to the Doggies 5-10-40 after the Giants had a 27-point win over Hawthorn earlier today. Texts flooding in as soon as I mentioned it. Thank you. I'll get to them in a moment. 0437 774 774. But I just wanted to let you know that with the footy back and going again, a couple of changes to your ABC radio programming across the weekend, and it's starting with Saturday Night Country tonight. SNC's got a brand new host, the Gold Coast-based country singer-songwriter Melody Moko. Good luck, Melody, tonight. She's taking over her first show this evening. You can hear Saturday Night Country in full on ABC Listen via the ABC Country button, or you can tune your TV to channel 203, or if you're listening in the regional areas on ABC Radio Analog, you'll hear it after the footy tonight. So good luck to Melody Moko taking over that iconic ABC program, Saturday Night Country, which you can hear around the place after the footy tonight, or just tune in anytime via ABC Listen. So 0437 774 774, the number. Here we go. Craig from Carlton text. Great call, guys. I'm listening intently on a very warm Saturday night in Melbourne with a nice big dish of chicken avocado fettuccine made by my girlfriend and a bottle of Sauv Blanc. Oh. So immediately we're here, Saturday night the footy, and they're making us jealous, guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Here we are, we've got a semi-cold pie.
I was about to say, I got the last party pie, but she was stone cold. Oh. Steve Austin in the middle.
They didn't even need a warmer. I think they just took it outside in the humidity for about 15 minutes.
I chipped my teeth.
So how about that? Oh, did you with your sausage roll?
It was cold.
Whitey?
It was good cold.
Oh,
yeah.
I have to say, I just solved the mystery
so
of why we get tap water too. It's not the Brisbane Lions, it's the AFL. So we'll kick that up the chart.
Oh, okay.
Up the to the administration.
See what a chicken fettuccine can do to conversation?
You're just beautiful.
He's having a great night, Craig. You're doing better than us. Thank you. Zach from Keith here, do you agree that the Bont should have at least one Brownlow in his career? Zach, yes, I do. This year, I tipped him to win the Brownlow this year. We had to do all our predictions. And I was one of a few that went for the Bont this year. Thank you, Zach. So, yeah, let's hope he goes.
If he can play every game, last year he missed the first 4 or 5, didn't he? Yeah.
Leanne from Cairns, good evening, Q and crew. Great to hear you all back. Lions will be 3 in a row, although I hope the Sunnies go well. The Sunnies went all right last night. Matt was there, Pricey was there on the call. They looked great against Geelong. But what do I say? Pre-season form is an oxymoron, and opening round is fertile ground for overreaction.
Small sample size. You're
Small
dead right.
sample size. What are we up? What else have we got here? Sydney first, Melbourne second, Brisbane third, Adelaide then. No, sorry, that's not intended for us, so I'll leave that there. Anyway, I'll have a look at it a bit further. 0437 774 774 to get in touch. 3 points to lead to Brisbane. Michael, have you recovered from your cold pastry experience enough to be able to give us the stats at half-time?
So it's the Brisbane Lions leading by 16 in the disposal count, 201 to 185. They've recovered in the centre bounce clearances as well. Doggies dominated that early, 8-5. The tackle count, 28 to 26 in favour of the Doggies. Inside 50s, 31 to 25 in favour of Brisbane. On the scoreboard, it's the Lions leading by 3 points. Individuals, Zorko tops the charts for Brisbane. 19 disposals, a goal, 404 metres gains to be the leader in that category for Brisbane. 4 score involvements as well. Lockneil's got 18, Berry with 13, Lester and Andrews with 12 in defence. For the Doggies, Matthew Kennedy's got 20 disposals, but he's got a kicking efficiency. 12 of those disposals are kicks, 17%, 7 contested possessions. He's kicked a couple of behinds with 6 score involvements. Ed Richards, 14 with 7 score involvements and 5 inside 50s. Liberatore with 13, Butterick and Jakes with 12.
And Hugh McCluggage has got the black scratching mark through him on the Champion Data laptop. He's out with a calf injury. And I see Kitty Coleman is also...
The blood rule.
He's in the scarlet for the blood rule, so hopefully he's okay. A text here says, "Go Lions, can you please say hi to the McArdle kids from Kangaroo Island?" G'day, McArdle kids. What about our ruck duo here, Matt Primus and Jeff White, before we get going in the second half? 3 points the lead to Brisbane. Is it just inaccuracy that has prevented the Bulldogs from leading the game, or nature of entries? What have you got?
It's just a great game. Great one-on-one contest. Both are playing a very similar style of footy. So it's going to come down to who's got the best poise in the second half, in my opinion. But, as Matty said, Brisbane had their chances in that second quarter. Bulldogs have had their chance. So the side that has the best poise going in the second half is going to win this game. It's a cracking game.
Yeah, I agree. I think just moments. It'll come down to 2 very good teams. It's going to be key moments. Who holds their nerve the best and the best patience.
The opening ball up of the second half. Here's Michael Price.
Darcy Fort slaps it down, intercepted by the Bont. Gets the handball over to Liberatore. His kick smothered by Dunkley, his former teammate. Off hands, Liberatore goes back again. Kicks it inside 50. Norton spoiled there by Gardner. At ground level, a long way down. Sam Darcy taps it forward. Fraser tracks the ball over the boundary line with Darcy Wilmot in tow. 55 metres out at right half forward for the Dogs. They're in attack again. There will be another throw in. They trail by 3 points.
Dogs attacking the school end, the left of your radio dial in this third quarter. Boundary throw in. English beats Fort with the tap, but Neil Roves toe pokes it 20 metres up towards the wing. Gallops there for Brisbane. Can't beat Dale to the ball though. Dale's tackled over the line. And a last touch infringement going against Dale. Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it was a bit stiff edge.
Yeah.
Shade off his boot.
So free kick will be taken by Jared Berry of Brisbane. Runs infield and plays on at left half back. Long kick towards half forward, and 3-on-2 lob was the 5th man in.
He's been outstanding.
Going with the flight too, Jeff. Great mark from Rory Lobb. So game 60 for the Dogs to go with his 74 for Greater Western Sydney and 66 for Freo to reach the 200. Switch across half back from Butterick at centre half back. A kick out to the wing and the flowing locks of Selwood on debut. Gathers 1-2 hand pass exchange with Davidson. Back to Selwood. His chip is marked by Bontempelli, just the required distance. And the Bont is going to play on 70 from goal. Right foot kick inside 50. No one there. That is a bad kick for a man of his class. Straight to Lester of Brisbane.
Straight down the middle goes Lester, finds Ty Gallop at the traditional centre half-back position. He's standing on the arc. The handball received from Lester straight down the corridor. That's just a mongrel kick to space. It's a 2-on-1. It bounces freely across the arc. Charlie Cameron providing a little bit of pressure to Selwood. He gets the ball back after the 1-2 and dribbles a little pass. Goes to Davidson. Oscar Allen standing the mark. He's at left half-back is Davidson. 70 from his own goal right on the boundary line. They've set up nicely in front of him, Brisbane, so he goes long down the line. It's going to be Fort versus Norton and then Sam Darcy. It comes off hands, front and square was Neil, through hands, Lester to Will Ashcroft. The afterburners has a bounce, handball to right half forward to Logan Morris. He measures a kick to the top of the goal square. It's a juggling effort from Bailey against Lobb. He's out, he's got the height advantage, Lobb, but Bailey gathered. Handball back to Fletcher. He's tackled into the ground, should be holding the ball.
Great tackle.
Good pressure from the Doggies, and it's Selwood on debut with that tackle to take the ball off Jasper Fletcher.
Lob again, Whitey. Outstanding, wasn't he? Tall or small on the ground.
Selwood kicks right half back off knuckles out of play, so this will be a boundary throw in. Michael Selwood, one of a number giving you nightmares. Matt, he's part of that VFL Premiership group. There's a half dozen of them playing tonight.
Don't know what you're talking about.
This is the Footscray team that beat Matt's Southport to win the VFL flag last year.
You've had a rough couple of nights there, Matt.
Well, they were giving it to him for Jamara kicking 6 in the practice game last night.
Couple of weeks off. It's only round 1.
Yep. See, we're just so happy to see everyone again. Boundary thrown out of side. Bontempelli wraps up Will Ashcroft. Bit of footy talent there. Ashcroft got it to his toe to Neil. Hand passes defensively to create space for Fletcher on the wing. High ball from the young line towards attacking 50 and a pack. Juggling mark is claimed and paid to Gallup. 55 from goal. Chips it to the lead of Morris, fisted away by the defence. Wilmot kicks it off the ground from 40 metres out, across the face of goal to the pocket. Karmas has an air shot trying to kick it off the ground, picked up by O'Donnell, tackled by Cameron, got the hand pass clear. No, holding the ball. Charlie Cameron's earned the free kick. Boy, that's hot.
The umpire behind him couldn't see that, but he had a great view, and when you look at the slow-mo, he wasn't able to get his hand to it. He grabbed his arms and the ball came out as a throw or incorrect disposal.
That's a very good call from the umpire. And Charlie Cameron is looking for his 4th goal of the night. He kicked 4 goals in the grand final after a pretty average 2025. Oh, he's mishit that one terribly. Goes straight across the face of goal, looking for the left-footed screw kick. Hit the fat part of the footy. Comes down to the pocket, Bulldogs ball. Hacked clear by Williams with a kick to right half back. Beats the pack out the back. Who's first to meet it? Zorko of Brisbane on hands and knees. He's tackled by the Dogs' defence, and we'll see a ball up. Right half back for the Bulldogs, left half forward for the Lions. 3 points to lead to Brisbane through 5 minutes of the third term.
Kitty Coleman back on the field after that blood rule, but now Ryan Lester off with the same thing as the umpire throws it up and it's stuck underneath a couple. Will Ashcroft tackled into the ground by Liberatore. The umpire will come in and throw it up immediately. At left half forward for Brisbane. Off hands. Richards overruns it, picked up by Rayner. Through Neil by hand. Off hands now to Zach Bailey. He's confronted and tackled beautifully. That is a ripping tackle from Selwood. He's already shown that he can deal with that. Takes it over the boundary line. It's going to be a throw-in, or will they give the free kick? It is a free kick. It was a legal disposal from Zach Bailey.
And this has been good defensive intent from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I agree.
Selwood with his right beat from the right back pocket. High kick to the outer wing. Darcy crashes the contest. No mark. Will Ashcroft rode 60 from goal. Toe poking entry on the head of Allen. Punched away by Love of the Dogs. Ricochet back to the middle of the ground. Wilmot gathers. 60 from goal. One step. Torp to the full forward zone. Cameron underneath the pack. Can't mark. Falls over. Karmas picks up for the Dogs. His kick. Oh, it's shinned up in the air. Dale has to try and knuckle it to safety. It's still inside attacking 50 for Brisbane. Libba gets on it though for the Dogs. Hands it to Richards, hands to Jones, hands it on to Williams. Then he from right half back kicks another bomb to the wing. Neil goes back with the flight, can't mark, and it's ricocheted out of play for a throw-in.
Jeez, it's good defence from the Dogs. They've really stepped up their defence. That was one of the criticisms of last year. What I'm seeing tonight, their defence is really, really strong.
It is, Whitey, but they're under the pump, aren't they? They
holding up
territory again, but they're holding up, but that damn wall might burst soon.
Thrown in on the outer side, towed off the ground through the pack. And once again, it's Jakes making his debut for the Dogs, who takes the mark. He flares it out to the right to find Matthew Kennedy. Then another 20 metres forward, past centre wing outer side to Davidson. He measures a pass to Ed Richards. They're starting to do that kick mark thing and retain the ball. He chips it forward to Liberatore, who flares it right to the Bond. From 45, the Bond lets loose. A beautiful left foot Sharon. That is magnificent. His second. And they hit the front, the Dogs. 6-7-43 the Lions, but the Dogs 6-10-46. 7 gone, third term.
That's what I spoke about, having poise in the second half. You've got to work hard, get the ball back, but don't rush. You've worked so hard to get the ball. You saw that then. They got the ball back they got an intercept mark, and then they used the ball, and then they set it up. But they also went across the line. They didn't go straight in line with the goals, and they took it offline, and they were able to get that. And a great finish from Bond.
Helps too when you leave arguably the best player in the comp by himself within 20 metres of, nowhere near him in front of goal. Beautiful finish though.
No one on the mark. Yeah. 2 steps and just struck it so truly. Beautiful kick from Bontempelli. He has 2, and the Bulldogs see the lead for the first time since they posted the opening score, which was a point. And they get the centre clearance. Richards bounces his way to half forward, chips to Darcy, marks it on his chest, 30 from goal.
The best kick inside 50 so far tonight. Bulldogs have had plenty of them, but beautiful low in the eye.
Well done by Libba. He recognised that Fort had done the wrong thing at the centre bounce, didn't jump. He was the one that crossed the line, and English hit it forward, and he kept on going. So really smart play by Libba.
Sam Darcy already has 1 goal this evening. 48 goals in just the 17 games last year. Injury interrupted, but the right boot here is just to the left. Misses a point. Dogs by 4 points at 6-11 to 6-7 as Wilmot chips into Fletcher.
Fletcher flares it to the right. Leicester's back on the ground after that blood rule. Marks it just inside the arc of 50, right half back. The handball to Bruce Reville. The 45 kick to Neil. The handball back to Reville, who kept running onto centre wing on the commentary side. The handball to Harris Andrews. Tries to measure a pass to the lead of Logan Morris. And then Rory Lobb, in his 200th, has been very good. Got in front, fisted it away over the boundary line. It will be a throw in. About 55 out from the Brisbane Lions goal. 9 minutes into the third term, the Lions are 4 points down. And there's a little bit of a silence that's just come across the Gabba crowd. The throw in off the knee of Darcy Ford, if you don't mind. Bounces back onto the arc. Bontempelli imposes himself. Great tackle, Lohman. He
holding the ball.
Now, has it been paid as advantage? It was a great tackle by Lohman, who dispossessed Marcus Bontempelli. It's a free kick's been awarded.
Yep, I think Rayner had a snap.
He did, but
missed. So no advantage.
No advantage was paid. Cam Rayner, who got away with that during the final series, if you remember. But this time it's Lohman, the showman, who's going to have a shot at goal. He'll have to kick this from 50, 45-degree angle to the right. And again, there's just a little buzz. The Gabba crowd not used to seeing the home side overtaken on the scoreboard. Lohman lets go. He strikes that beautifully. That is magnificent. And the showman addresses the crowd, throws the arms, gladiator style. And the Lions return to the lead, 7-7-49 to 6-11-47. 10.5 gone, third term. ABC Sport on a Saturday night.
Yeah, just a good tackle inside. The small forwards, their pressure, the saying before, when they've got a slow play outside forward 50 Brisbane, they've got to put it at the top of the goal square, that 30 metres out into the hot spot. Give their small forwards, Zach Bailey's, Levi Ashcroft's down there, Lohman, Cameron, get them involved in the game. They're really good when the ball hits the ground, and it's just showed that.
Zane Bojak on the boundary.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier in the game that Tom Luatore got that knee in the back. Well, he had some padding that was strapped on at half-time, but they've just ripped it off. He's really struggling around that area, and he's in a fair bit of pain. They're trying to give him some painkillers, but I don't think it's going to stop him from coming back.
English taps down in the middle, but Fraser immediately wrapped up as Rover. Nice work from Zach Ostelski to make the tackle after he was out, leapt and tapped by English. They go again. Zach Ostelski won that tap down. Fraser again, though, at the Rover, tackled by Rayner. And another ball up. We're still near the bullseye in the middle of the Gabba. Third time they try. English spikes it towards half forward, and Coleman is there to play tackler on Bramble.
Yeah, I like that by English.
Yeah,
rather than just put it down inside, just get out to space, get their runners on the end of it.
Another ball up. Zach Ostelski taps down. Ricochets back to the first gamer, has a fumble. Bontempelli tackles Will Ashcroft. I cannot get this going, Michael. You need to have a go.
We'll give it a whirl. So there's a lot of players around the ball again. They're really making it a crowded area. Offhands, Bailey. Couldn't quite pick it up. Ed Richards now. Slippery ball. He can't pick it up. Reville does. Got the handball away to Berry. He was immediately claimed by Jones. The ball falls loose. Rayner, strength. Handball, Will Ashcroft to brother Levi. Backwards to Kitty Coleman on the logo. Back to Levi. He handballs it forward to Reville. Puts him under pressure. Bounces off Butterick. Kicks it inside 50. Good mark, Ty Gallop. Against Bukukamis. Takes it on the arc. His right leg, well, he's now standing on the boundary, 55 from goal.
Who's going to be the better forward out of Logan Morris and Ty Gallop in 4 years' time?
Well, I'll ask our tall timbers here.
They have found the last two seasons, that look like long-term key forward prospects.
from 50 on a tight angle, and
Logan Morris.
You talked him up too much, Q. Lucky to hit foot. It's gone out of bounds on the full.
Some things don't leave you over the summer, do they?
The curse continues.
But what is he in game 8?
Yeah.
Game 7.
With the premiership under his belt.
Ty Gallop. Unbelievable talent. That wasn't a great kick, though. Kenny Coleman's marked the kick in, though. Dogs kick it to a pack at half back, but Coleman outmarked Baker. Coleman right half forward, 65 from goal. Uses his left boot to chip to the pocket. Karmas spoils the pack, but Gallop Rove snaps with a banana and kicks a point near side. Brisbane by 3 points. It's 7-8-50 to 6-11-47. You're listening to Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
The Doggies play on quickly. It's Butterick in the right back pocket who kicks it to the outer wing. Juggling effort. Wasn't taken. It was Croft. Ball falls into the hands of Lester. He goes backwards just behind centre wing to find Dunkley. Lateral kick towards the corridor to Darcy Wilmot. He holds things up. Again, the Doggies all surging forward. All but 2 players forward of halfway. It's kicked towards just beyond centre wing. The Zork and kicks it inside 50. That's a really good strong mark backing into the pack. Jared Berry, 45 metres out, 45-degree angle to the left.
Amazing kick too by Zorko. Just a little rise, put it in that bucket there, and a great mark also. But beautiful skill because Bulldogs had lots of numbers back.
And again, the new interpretation of the stand rule assisting Zorko there because Jones was sort of caught on 45-degree angle and Zorko beautifully moved around him. So Jared Berry, again, he'll have to launch from 50. He puts it to a dangerous spot instead. Oh, the big leap! That's a ripper from Kyle Oman, the showman. He loves it, doesn't he? Hugs the ball to his chest as he walks back. Dare I say, struts back.
Absolutely, chest out.
Selwood the stepladder in his first game.
Lohman plays on, hooks it around. He's got a couple. The Lions' 8th goal, 8-8-56. The Doggies, 6-11-47. It's a 9-point lead with nearly 16 gone in this third quarter.
Poor old Michael Selwood's like, hey, Grandad, how'd your first AFL game go? Got a hanger taken on me at the Gabba. Yeah.
It seemed like a bit of a set play, which is because it was a really flat punt, wasn't it, from Berry? It wasn't the traditional hit it to the hot spot, and you could see. We was just watching the replay that a lot of the tall forwards were back deep behind the line, but Lohman was the only one there just at the top of the goal square. So a really good set play there from Brisbane.
Yeah, you wonder if they're trying to do a little bit of that and take lob and their key backs, they're spoiling ability out of it.
Take it out of there, yeah.
After the Dogs took the lead, Brisbane's kicked the last 2 goals. Restart in the middle. Ball's on the deck. Strong tackle from Zach Ostelski on Croft there. Handball comes free. Towards half forward. Baker loses his headgear and the footy. Picked up by West of the Dogs, though. Kicks it inside 50. Tumbling ball met by Lester. Gathers a hard ball, runs to half forward. Hand pass to Will Ashcroft. Hands to Coleman. Hands to Levi Ashcroft. At left half back, kicks to Cameron. Presenting high upfield, marks it on the wing. Charlie Cameron. Now on the 45. Kicks towards half forward. Neil the target. Spoiled by Liberatore. Rode by Croft of the Dogs. Hand pass to Karmas. Tackled immediately by Gallop Buller. 50 from Brisbane's goal. And is this just a little acceleration from the 2-time champs? 2 goals in a row, 13 minutes, third term, Lions by 9.
Umpire throws it up. Lohman turns tackler here on Croft. It's Butterick at ground level. Ball spills to the arc. Bailey gathers. Lohman, he's already kicked 2 this quarter. Shrugs the tackler off. Has a ping. He's kicked 3 this quarter. Oh my. Kyle Lohman absolutely loving it, but we will get a review. Has Rory Lobb touched it on the line? There's a conference.
I reckon he has. But then it bounced back. It looked like it bounced back, and then Allen got it and kicked it on the line, but have to see if it's gone over.
He's touched it on the...
He has just touched it on the line, but And it's bounced back on the line. Back to Oscar Allen. Oscar Allen's thrown it through.
Goal, yeah.
It could still be a goal, but to a different bloke.
That is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Lob has mishit.
Review complete. Look at this angle. We can see the ball stays in play at all times before being kicked.
Oscar Allen with a freakish first goal for his new club. So Loman's got 2, but Oscar Allen's got 1. More importantly, the Lions have 9.
More word pictures on that. So Rory Lobb, unchallenged, tried to double palm the ball beyond the goal line for a rush score, mishit it off his fingertips. 2/3 of the ball bounced beyond the line, but not all of the ball. It then bounced backwards to Oscar Allen, a metre in the field of play, who toe poked it through for a goal.
Incredible.
And the damn wall is breaking. They're dominating territory, and while they haven't broken away on the scoreboard, they're just suffocating the Bulldogs. They haven't yet, apart from Darcy's one opportunity, he wasn't able to take it. They're just all over them territory-wise, and eventually they've got enough class where the scoreboard's going to start to get away from the Bulldogs.
Zane Bojack.
And the crowd's loving the choice of Oscar Allen as well. Wonderwall by Oasis. What about that, Q?
Ball thrown up in the middle. English with the palm down for the Dogs. Liberatore hands it to West. Back to Liberatore. A couple of great doggies' names there, but they can't get it clear. Libber's dispossessed. Ball ricocheting around in the middle. Eventually picked up by Fletcher of Brisbane. Hands to Will Ashcroft. Hands to Dunkley. Tackled. Boots it up in the air. Neil flies. Can't mark. Tapped clear of the congestion by Davidson of the Dogs. The advantage of Jones on the wing. Now they break. Hand pass to West. Hand pass onto Bramble. 50 from goal. Brambles kicks a beauty onto the chest of Williams. And Williams marks it 25 out. Slight angle to the right.
They're never out of it, though, the Dogs. They're never out of it. They're side that they can just put on scoreboard pressure really, really quickly. And great running there from Williams to go down. Great kick as well, inside forward 50, look off the line.
Dare we say, Doggies fans, you need a momentum breaker.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Williams is hoping to provide here. Bailey Williams, not much of an angle. Right foot kick. Oh, he's hit the post. Far side. 6-12 of 48. Trails 9-8-62. Lions by 14 points as Coleman inbounds.
And it's a dangerous kick, but he finds Levi Ashcroft just inside the boundary, in fact, where the arc meets the boundary at left half back. He retreats to Zorko. Zorko, a pinpoint kick just outside the arc to Zakostelski. Once again, he goes right to the boundary to the left to find Levi Ashcroft, and he traverses to Lockie Neal. Now, his 24th disposal. He's crept up on us. He goes back inboard towards Zorko. They're being pinpoint with the ball. Zorko just beyond centre wing to Lohman, who's had quite a quarter. He kicks it inside 50. And it was Logan Morris who flew a little bit too early against Karmas. Ball is going to be thrown in the left forward pocket for the Lions.
He's Michael Price. I'm Quentin Hull. Great to have you with us at the Gabba Saturday Night Footy on ABC Sport. Lions leading by 14 points after it was locked up at quarter time, and the Lions led by 3 points at half time. It's been a good contest from the stoppage. Cameron somehow gets a boot on goal for Brisbane. No great penetration to it. O'Donnell does enough to lock up the footy and force another neutral in the forward pocket for Brisbane. Back pocket for the Dogs, just at the top of the Lions race. As the ump throws it in the air, it's Ford and English in ruck. Oh, Fort clear possession. Swivels on his right. Has a snap, but Karmas, last line of defence, doesn't mark. Fists it. Luckily, Dale was there to help out. Won the ball. Hands it to the Bont. Clearing kick to defensive 50. West dives. Can't mark. Jumps over it. Has to use it and does. Play on, says the ump. Will Ashcroft kicks it out of the air. Only to Bontempelli. Hands it 1-2 with Selwood. Now on to Kennedy. Kennedy with a clearing kick for the Dogs from right half back to the wing. Jones had a fly. Couldn't mark. Keeps his feet though. And then just couldn't get to the footy as Wilmot comes away on half forward for Brisbane. Hand passes to Will Ashcroft. Takes a moment before chipping in to attack. Back with the flight, O'Donnell. Good courage to get in front of Allen and earns the free kick.
Got to go quick here, the Bulldogs.
There's two plays down on the other side too. Two plays down.
Well,
Artie Jones.
Yeah, it is Jones, and it looks like Zorko scratching his head as well. But Jones is sort of he's sitting up, but he's in some discomfort.
Zano is close. What can you see, Zane?
He's knocked out.
Yeah, he's gone straight, face planted straight into the ground. It was an ordinary recovery. He sort of went after a marking contest, and then he got hit in the back too by Harris Andrews. So I don't know whether it was that contact or actually hitting the ground.
Well, no, I think there was friendly fire coming past.
Harris Andrews.
Oh, it was Andrews, was it?
Swung his arm back.
Oh, was it?
Accidentally.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh. That is reckless at best from Harris Andrews.
Well, the young man is looking a little bit sad and sorry for himself there.
Is he in trouble?
I
think he might be, Harris Andrews.
It's got to be looked at. It's going to be looked at.
Yeah.
I think he's got a big egg on his right cheek, has young Jones. Anyway, the doggy's got the ball now. That's a really good mark taken there by Norton, short of centre wing on the outer side. Launches a left footer towards half forward. Andrews recovered, spoiled there by Darcy. At ground level, Wilmot through traffic. Flares a handball out wide at Zorko, then to Levi Ashcroft. Gets around Davidson. Handball back to his brother Will. Will goes left, right, then left. Long down the line. Centre wing, big pack flies. Rayner hasn't been involved too much in the game. This time at ground level he explodes. Gets the handball off to Kitty Coleman. He kicks it to Charlie Cameron at left half forward. He's 55 from goal. They're all streaming forward. He calls for the lead. And I was going to call him Lance Morris. Logan Morris gathers, has a ping. Does that answer your question on who's the better forward? Logan Morris just unleashed a bomb out of nowhere. And he kicks the Lions 10th, 10-8-68 to 6-12-48. Out to a game-high 20-point margin, 25 gone third quarter.
He's the only popular L. Morris. Of course, it's Norris down in Melbourne, but you get
I get it.
That's 4 in a row for the Brisbane Lions, and here is the move.
Yeah, and it's the moments, isn't it? Darcy missed that one, which feels like an eternity ago, but that was probably 12 minutes ago, and then Bulldogs kicked 2 in a row, then they had another shot, hit the post, and they've kicked another 2 in a row. Just those key moments, and the territory's really starting to hurt them now. 45 inside 50s Brisbane to 31. So I think the Bulldogs have had like 3 or 4 this quarter. So, yeah, it's starting to really hurt them, the Brisbane's forward line.
Yes, L. Morris popular at the Gabba. L. Norris probably not popular
Look at the young fella
in Melbourne tomorrow. Centre stoppage. Again, Dunkley, a clearance for Brisbane. Deep kick to a 2-on-2. Lob spoils the pack. Bouncing ball, O'Donnell's hand pass, not great, stolen by Levi Ashcroft, tackled by Dale. We've got a hand pass away to Morris. Another for Brisbane. Rolls it through from 15 metres out. 2 in a row for Morris and 5 in a row for the Lions. The Dogs hit the lead. 7 minutes into the quarter, Brisbane has kicked 5 goals since. It's the biggest lead of the game at 26 points at 11-8-74 to 6-12-48. How have they done it, Matt Primus and Jeff White? The Premiers have scooted clear.
Well, it's just that forward pressure, isn't it?
Yep.
And forward half pressure. They've the weight of numbers. We spoke about it early in this quarter where Bulldogs' defence was holding up, but how long can you sustain that effort? Down to the midfielders now for the Bulldogs. They're going to win back the ascendancy here and get some momentum back in their way.
Tell you who's been involved for the Lions, got more heavily involved as the bloke that just received the free kick. No, it's going to be English who gets this one. I was going to say Lockie Neal, up to 25 disposals and 3 centre bounce clearances or centre ball clearances. 50. Now there's been a hold just in front of the goal square. So it's going to be a doggies free kick.
Against Harris Andrews, I think.
Yeah, onto Norton.
Well, Aaron Norton wearing the customary white headband.
So this is what they needed. They needed
quiet night from him tonight, hasn't it?
Will be the contribution required for the Dogs. Geez, he made the goal umpire work from 20 metres out directly in front, but he has scored a major, and the Doggies desperately needed that one. 11-8-74 to 7-12-54. Back to that 20-point margin with 27 minutes expired in the third quarter.
They just haven't been able to get the ball down their end. They have as much talent as what Brisbane does in their forward half, but they've just been starved of the ball and any good ball. You know, that was obviously a 100-metre free kick downfield, but probably the one centre bounce when I think Darcy kicked or missed the shot on goal. That was the one real quick move, and after that it's just been a lot of slow junk stuff for only 4 or 5 inside 50s.
Yeah, 15-7 to be precise for the term.
There you go,
inside 50, Brisbane.
And Brisbane have got too much talent in their forward half to give them that much ball.
Yeah, especially when they've got that repeat inside 50s too.
Zane on the boundary.
Jordan Croft's gone down into the dressing rooms with the doctor. I'm not quite sure what the problem is, but he's going to get some treatment down there.
English wins the tap, but Brisbane the clearance defensive side thereof as Dunkley hands it to Lester coming off half back. Deep entry to full forward. Gets out the back. Chance for Allen. Off the deck. Oscar Allen's soccer hits the post. That'll be behind for a goal kick in the Asia Cup, but that's a point here.
Haven't seen his game tonight.
He hasn't
Hasn't
done much. 21 points the lead to Brisbane.
5 score involvements, 1 goal, 2 with 6 disposals. Oscar Allen in his club debut. Now the Dogs through a chain of handballs. It comes through Davidson to Ed Richards. He kicks it to Riley West. Good half volley. Wheels around under the right shoe and misses what he should have kicked from 35 on an angle. That's the tail of the tape so far for the Doggies. 75 plays 55. 7 goals, 13 for the Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, Norton free in the pocket too.
And no one on the mark, so Berry can run his full measure before launching a long inbound. Gardner impeded going for the mark. Libber outsides there, grabbed an arm. Gives away the free kick. Darcy Gardner at left half back for Brisbane. Infield chip on the 45 to Jared Berry. So that left shoulder still strapped after it cost him a second premiership late last year. Chips to Wilmot, marked in the bullseye, hands it to Fletcher. There's more space for the Brisbane ball movement now. Fletcher's pass is a beauty, marked by Cameron, 55 from goal, off a step. Cameron Kipps, a wobbler. Oh, that is a terrible thing of beauty. That was a sidewinder which went straight. That is a fourth goal for Charlie Cameron. Nor floater, nor torp, nor drop punt. That was... What was that? It's a goal.
The ball was sideways.
Yeah, it was.
It's a helicopter.
No, that was... I don't know what it was.
A drone.
A drone. It was.
Oh, anyway, it's a goal to Charlie Cameron and an immediate answer for Brisbane. 12-9, 81 to 7-13, 55.
They've executed that well off the half-back line, haven't they? They're just they created that switch, lowered their eyes, and he's been so sharp. Noticed it with the State of Origin game, but it's so evident tonight.
Back into the middle, thrown up yet again. English got up, slapped it forward. Liberatore runs onto it, kicks it inside 50, looking for Darcy, spoiled by Harris Andrews. At ground level, Riley West. Back to Darcy. Darcy left foot. Darcy goes. Oh boy, this is quick. Darcy with his second.
How good is that? Like, I was going to applaud Harris Andrews for the body sport and bring the ball to, and the ball hits the ground, and he just makes him look silly, doesn't he, for a 6'7", 8 guy? Amazing.
Back to a 20-point margin. Darcy with his second. The Lions 81, the Doggies 61. Very late in the third quarter.
Just a bit like centre bounce is the only way for him to score. Why isn't it? Like that's.
I like what English is doing here.
Yeah.
Just hitting it forward. This is the evolution of this setup with the rucks now. Instead of being side to side, hit at one spot, you've got so many different avenues to hit it, and he's trying to hit it forward at the moment.
Jeff White with you on Saturday Footy on ABC Sport along with Matt Promise. So just inside 2 minutes of playing time left in this third quarter. Brisbane lead by 20 points. Will Ashcroft comes through the centre stoppage, doesn't get the ball. Richards does for the Dogs, toes it to half forward, looking for Davidson, scrubbed off it by Lester. Lester picks up a ball, tackled by Kennedy. Ball up.
That's a great tackle by Kennedy. Could have easily fallen in his back, but rolled Lester.
Ball tossed in the air. Richards taps down, corridor side for Kennedy for the Dogs. Ham passes to Butterick, 55 from goal. Mishits his kick, but it goes through the hands of Berry. Roved by the Bulldogs. Williams, he sells a dummy. And Williams kicks the goal for the Bulldogs. He ran the boundary paint near the post, turned left, turned right, did a U-turn, kicked the goal. 2 in a row for the Dogs, back to 14 points.
If you need a spark, there it is. That's goal of the year so far. What a goal from Williams.
Geez, I'd love them to attack this centre bounce too here.
Yeah.
With the minute to go, just see if they can put another goal on, give them real momentum into three-quarter time. Centre ball up.
I didn't know what he was doing, but he knew what he was doing. He dummied his way around Harris Andrews and then balked around Darcy Wilmot.
That's a great goal.
It's just improvisation at its best. 14 points.
He's balked Allen. He's balked Harris again, then Wilmot, and then goal. Fantastic.
Back into the middle. English over the top of Fort. Fort gets down and dirty ground level. Gave it to Ashcroft. Then Rayner. Rayner tackled by two. Got a handball away. It's going to be cut off by the Dogs. Davidson gets the handball to Ed Richards. He's being held by the arm. He didn't have the ball. Reville. He taps it into the path of Richards. Picked up by Fraser. Now back to Butterick. Butterick flares it out to right half forward. There's that man again. Williams from 50. Williams! Oh, wow. So close. So close. One behind. 81 plays 68. 13 points the margin. 33 and a half minutes gone.
I was with
this
you.
Third quarter.
You're like Whitey there, who goes off before the big hanger's taken. We haven't had one of that.
No.
Jeff sort of like, oh.
Well, if I was there last night, I would have been.
Yeah, for the McAndrew one. Yeah.
Only got up 5 metres.
And the Lions, not surprisingly, chipping it around in the back line, perhaps just trying to get to the three-quarter time break, with the Dogs kicking last 2 goals of this quarter to keep themselves in the fight. As Gallup kicks down the wing, and that's a fine mark from Berry. Jared Berry clambering all over the top of Connor Butterick. It'll be the last play of the third quarter. And the final change at the Gabba. Brisbane has extended its lead, but the Dogs chipping away at it did blow out to 26 points at one point during the third term, but it's 13 points at the final change. Dogs kicking 4 goals, 4 in that term. Lions kicked 6 goals, 2. So we were square at 19 at quarter time. Brisbane led by 3 points at half time, and now it's a 13-point lead for the two-time premiers at three-quarter time. Lions 12 goals, 9, 81 to the Bulldogs 9 goals, 14, 68. Charlie Cameron has kicked 4 goals, 2 for Kai Lohmann, 2 for Logan Morris, and singles for Allen, Zorko, Zakostelski and Bailey. And for the Western Bulldogs, 2 for Bontempelli, 2 for Darcy, Butterick, Richards, Bramble, Norton, Bailey, Williams. The single goal kickers. True and correct, 12-9, 81 to 9-14, 68 three-quarter time at the Gabba. You're listening to Saturday Footy on ABC Sport.
Listen.
A flash of lightning illuminating.
Classic books brought back to life through the voices of a new generation.
I'm Dacre Montgomery, and this is Frankenstein.
Search for Frankenstein, an ABC timeless audiobook, only on ABC Listen.
This is the 2026 AFL Premiership season with ABC Sport.
He chips it forward to Liberatore, who flares it right to the Bond. From 45, the Bond lets loose. A beautiful left foot Sharon. That is magnificent. His second. And they hit the front, the Dogs. So Jared Berry, again, he'll have to launch from 50. He puts it to a dangerous spot instead. Oh, the big lead. That's a ripper from Kai Lohmann, the showman. Lohmann plays on, hooks it around. He's got a couple. Bailey gathers. Lohmann, he's already kicked 2 this quarter. Shrugs a tackler off. Has a ping. He's kicked 3 this quarter. Oh, my. Kai Lohmann absolutely loving it, but we will get a review. Has Rory Lobb touched it on the line?
It looked like it bounced back, and then Allen got it and kicked it on the line, but...
And it's bounced back on the line. Back to Oscar Allen. Oscar Allen's thrown it through.
Look at this angle. We can see the ball stays in play at all times before being kicked.
Oscar Allen with a freakish first goal for his new club.
Hands to Fletcher. There's more space for the Brisbane ball movement now. Fletcher's pass is a beauty. Marked by Cameron, 55 from goal. Off a step. Cameron Kipps a wobbler. Oh, that is a terrible thing of beauty. That was a sidewinder which went straight. Ham passes to Butterick, 55 from goal. Mishits his kick, but it goes through the hands of Berry. Rode by the Bulldogs. Williams, he starts a dummy. And Williams kicks the goal for the Bulldogs. He ran the boundary paint near the post, turned left, turned right, did a U-turn, kicked the goal.
That's goal of the year so far.
The AFL on ABC Sport.
On radio.
ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Dogs with the last 2 goals of the third quarter. A 13-point lead for Brisbane at the final change. Hope you're enjoying it with us on ABC Sport. My name is Quentin Hull. You'll hear from Jeff White and Matt Primus in just a moment. Let's do a quick whiz around the venues in this busy night of sport. Australia in the Test match bowled out for 323 in reply to India's 1 for 98. But India has already lost a wicket in the third innings of that game. India 1 for 2 in the second innings, still in arrears by 123 after Australia made 3-2-3 in reply to India's 198. Annabelle Sutherland top scoring with 129. And Smriti Mandana bowled by Darcy Brown in the opening over there. She's out for 2. India 1 for 2, still needing another 123 runs to force the game into a fourth innings. In the NRL tonight, Cronulla beat Gold Coast 50-10. And in Golden Point time, the Raiders have beaten Manly. Golden Point at Brookvale, Canberra 29 over the Seagulls 28. Super Rugby late start due to lightning at Bruce Stadium, or Bruce, the suburb, used to be called Bruce Stadium, now Canberra Stadium. Brumbies 19, leading the Reds 17. That NBL cutthroat game into the fourth quarter. Perth Wildcats looking good to progress. Perth 78, Melbourne United 65. But gentlemen, Jeff, Matt, let's spend a moment or two here. 13 points the lead to Brisbane. It's been frenetic footy. What have we got left?
Well, we've got an exciting last quarter coming up, that's for sure. That it was the momentum is with the Bulldogs right now. The way they ended that quarter, but geez, the Lions, when they get themselves going and get inside forward 50, they're super dangerous and reigning premiers, and they're showing their class in that area. But don't underestimate this Bulldog side. They're ready to go. They can get this scoreboard pressure if they can get out of the middle like they have for most of the night. They weren't in that third quarter, but geez, they're sharp at the moment. They've got the shoulders back. They're ready to go, and we're in for a really exciting last quarter.
Yeah, you'd hope if they can get back to the dominance they had in the first quarter, you could see them winning this game. But they're not going to be able to, living off just the scraps apart from the last 3 minutes that they did in that third quarter. So, once again, the key to beating Brisbane is to make sure you don't get pinned and the territory battle doesn't go against you. Can the Bulldogs midfield get on top heavily?
Other storylines, Hugh McCluggage has hardly played after a calf injury early in the game. Artie Jones out. Concussed with a loose left arm swung back by Harris Andrews, which will be replayed frame by frame and looked at closely. Final term, Michael Price.
Umpire throws it up yet again. At ground level, Richards getting hard at work. Bramble flicked it out now to Liberatore. He towed it forward. It wasn't good enough. Picked up by Rayner, starting to get involved. He kicks long towards Logan Morris, who gathers on the bounce. Clever handball to Bailey. Bailey puts the skates on. Handball backwards now to Kitty Coleman. Lovely left foot into the corridor. Oh, beautifully read by Bramble. Picked the pocket of Rayner. Got it through to Bailey Williams. A long kick into forward 50. Is nicely spoiled away by Harris Andrews from Norton. He gathered the ball back. Got the handball back to Coleman. He brushed a tackle off. Dodgy handball. Bontempelli intercepts. Ball comes back to English. English has a snap from 25. And they've got the first goal of the final term. Doggies edging closer. 7 points the margin now. 12-9-81. 10-14-74. Less than a minute gone.
That intercept off the half-back, really important for the Bulldogs. To read that cue, you can see the body language of the Brisbane Lions. Wanted to come back to the corridor. I think it was Butterick, or it might have been who coming through. Might have been Bramble, actually. Bramble, who got on a half-back line, and then that ricochet, and then the ability to keep it inside their forward 50. Great work by the Bulldogs.
So it's 4 of the last 5 goals for the Dogs, Matt Primus, after Brisbane had gone out by 26.
And they as Jeff mentioned, they look dangerous when they can move that ball quick, which is not always you're able to do. But, geez, when the Bulldogs do move it and link up with that handball, they've got some dangerous options, and they made Brisbane's backs panic and got a great goal.
Ball up in the centre. English first hand, but rode by Neil of Brisbane. Hand pass to Will Ashcroft. Clearance for Brisbane. Deep kick from Ashcroft. Gallop comes out, got a piece, couldn't mark. Applies a tackle on Lobb immediately, though. Lobb did the roving, but Gallop butted up so quickly to lock it up. And we'll see a ball up in the right forward pocket for the Lions. Quickly tossed in the air. Ruckman arrive. And English taps it close to the boundary line. Butterick picks up. Kicks the Dogs clear. It's a skimming ball which gets close to the boundary on the wing, and great job from Darcy to run hard and do enough to ensure that there was pressure on the contest and a touch before it went over, and deemed a boundary throw-in, not a last touch free kick.
Great job
for Brisbane.
So on the Stanley Street wing, the outer side here at the Gabba. Thrown in, Darcy Fort slaps it forward, coming through Neil, got the handball away to Bailey, couldn't control it. Matthew Kennedy for the Doggies kicks it beyond centre wing. Harris Andrews for the Lions gathers, handball over to Dunkley, now to Lock Neil in front of the Doggies bench. He's got enough time to have a run, have a bounce. He's got nobody to kick it to. The handball back to Fort, back to Neil. Now he kicks a high ball inside 50. Ty Gallop flies, it goes through his hands, picked up by Karmas close to the boundary line. He's ushered over that line by Logan Morris, 45 metres out from the Lions' goal in the right forward pocket. He's player on his haunches.
Gallop winded after that contest. Whether he struck one midships or just winded, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Lobb coming back with a knee there.
He was just exposed, wasn't he? Fully stretched.
But slowly getting to his feet now. Boundary throw in with Brisbane in attack. Lions leading by 7 points. It's been a ripping opening round game here at the Gabba. Hope you're enjoying it with us on Saturday footy on ABC Sport. No foot soldiers can get clear there from the boundary throw-in, so now a ball up infield near attacking 50. Quickly tossed in the air. Fort taps down, but Kennedy does the roving for the Dogs. Slewed kick off his left boot will be out of bounds on the full. And Zorko, closest, plays on, takes the free kick with a bullet pass around the boundary paint. Marked by Oscar Allen. And that sends a little murmur around the Gabba. Oscar Allen, who kicked the most unlikely of first goals a moment ago with a missed rush behind from Rory Lobb fell in his lap. Now, this is a tough assignment. He is right on the fence. He'll start his run up 55 from goal at right half forward. The high-prized recruit from the West, Oscar Allen with his right boot. Right to the line. Touched through for a point by English. It was on target. And English did well to make it a minor. Brisbane's lead is 8 points. Handy kick that.
Wouldn't it? That would have brought the stands down here at the Gabba. Chipped in and Fraser lobs it towards commentary wing. Bonampelli was looking for a bit of body there. Ryan Lester beat him point blank. Not easy to do. Gets it to Fletcher, inboard, back to Kitty Coleman and Charlie Cameron on the commentary wing. He wants to play on, does so, runs to the right of the mark and overcooks the kick. Oscar Allen was by himself, 40 out. Now the Doggies with a chance, straight up the corridor. Butterick with pace and a sweeping handball to Bramble. Takes off outer wing, has a bounce, kicks it inside 50. At the back, Darcy. Front and square, the Doggies have got some numbers. Bontempelli, now back to West. West from 30. Oh, yes, the West goal brings the Dogs within 2 points. 12-10-82, 11-14-80. How quickly it can change. 5.5 minutes gone in the final term, and the Doggies are flying back.
5 of the last 6 goals to the Bulldogs.
Just that kick inside forward 50 there from Charlie Cameron. It was the right decision. He just didn't execute it, but then they punish you on the outside. Slingshot footy, great running forward. Great running from Norton. Norton actually ran as a decoy. He sucked out the other defenders and then was able to get the hands and then return it back to West.
Small sample size, but about time we had a game in the balance in the final quarter this season.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
For the first time this year after Sydney's runaway win. The win for Gold Coast yesterday, well, the Hawks came a little bit tonight, but the Giants always seemed ahead of them. This is the closest so far from the stoppage in the middle. Lions win the ball, defensive side. Dunkley hands to Berry, bullet pass to half forward. Bailey marks 60 out, runs to 45. Kicks across the face of goal for a point.
And they were just a bit off there. So English is smashing that ball forward from the centre, ball up. But Brisbane the first to it. Bulldogs have got to be the first to that with the dominant ruck.
They've got to get the blocker. They've got to work the block. If you're going to hit it forward, you've got to get that blocker in play.
That's an aggressive kick from fullback. Finds its target in Liberatore. Flings it back to Buderick. Buderick now to the commentary wing. Oh, it through hands. It came to Jasper Fletcher. The handball backwards to Darcy Wilmot, who runs towards the corridor, then launches inside 50. Advantage by the kick. The Doggies' defence and a juggling effort there from O'Donnell. He retreats back. He tried to kick it back to Rory Lobb in the goal square. It hits the deck. Lobb gets around Lohman, shoots a handball away, puts his teammate in Bailey Dale under pressure. The ball spills. Picked up by Gallup. Gallup kicks it to the top of the square. Cameron, he missed the chance to tow it off the deck. It was rushed through, one behind. 4 points the margin in favour of the Lions.
As we said at half-time, it's a team that has the best poise is going to win this game.
You've got to keep playing quick, the Bulldogs. Don't let one little mistake go into your shell, but to keep moving that ball fast.
Gabba's humming. Great to be back at the footy in 2026. Buderick leaves the square. Good inbound too.
Great kick.
Chipped pass is marked by Liberatore beyond defensive 50 at right half back. He's been busy, Connor Buderick, in his first game for the Dogs. That's 23 touches. Liberatore's kick to the wing. Not great purchase. Reville had it spoiled, though, by Darcy. Rode by Williams. Hand pass to West, who has a bounce at half forward. Squares the kick to Bontempelli. Marks it 51 metres out. It's within range. Doesn't go for goal. Chips to the corridor. Finds its target. Ed Richards marks 30 metres out, and if he kicks truly, the Dogs will lead in the last quarter at the Gabba.
Well, what Whitey's been saying, composure.
Composure's that, but also that kick from West.
Yes,
he's running along the boundary. He's got a Brisbane player on his left, kicked across his body to the Bont.
Yep.
Sensational footy. Off the line kicking is so underrated.
The Gabba nervous. Dogs fans nervous. Ed Richards. Oh, lock it in, Eddie! He's put the Bulldogs in front! Ed Richards makes it 6 of the last 7 goals for the Bulldogs. And it's the Doggies, 12 goals, 14, leading the Lions, 12 goals, 12.
6 of the last 7.
Yeah, this is what was before that, Brisbane had kicked 4 in a row. So a great fight back here from the Bulldogs. But that kick from West, if you ever get a chance to watch the replay, that kicking across your body when you've got heat on your left, outstanding kick to be able to come back through the corridor and be able to set up Ed Richards.
It might be opening round in Brisbane, but there's a fair few Doggies fans in the house tonight. They lead by 2 points in the final term. Off the hands of the ruckman, Zakostelski retreats back, towed off the deck there. It was by Fraser. It ricocheted back to Kitty Coleman on the left foot. He kicks it towards half forward. Going back with the pressure, Bailey Dale. Now at ground level. He's got the toe. Charlie Cameron gathers. He hits the arc of 50. What can he do with the ball? It's centred. Oh, the mark taken by Logan Morris. Plays on. Kicks his third. Lions back in front. I am loving this. The footy is back. 13-12-90. 12-14-86. Lions by 4 points.
And then you talk about going back onto your right foot. He did that so well, Charlie Cameron. We know he can kick left, go around your boundary line, but to square his shoulders up, go back into the centre, just outstanding work. Get himself poised. It gives you an opportunity, puts it in a dangerous position.
Hey, boys.
What the numbers are.
Are we getting back to somewhat 1990s football here? Look at the scores this week.
Yeah.
We've got 13 goals placed, 12 here. With still half a quarter left.
So the AFL's rubbing their hands together.
Well, the sample size is small, but early on it looks promising. Clearance Dunkley at the back of the centre stoppage for the Lions. Looking for Alan Dives. Can't mark it half forward. Rode by O'Donnell of the Dogs. His kick not great near the boundary. Williams keeps it in. Hands it back to O'Donnell. Hand pass though intercepted by Lohman. Tackled by Dale. Ball up. Right half forward for Brisbane, left half back for the Bulldogs. 13-12 to 12-14. It's been up and back. 90 plays 86. And we've still got half a quarter to play at the Gabba. Line stoppage win. Coleman's rush kick to half forward. Ricochets off the pack. Dogs ball through Fraser. He's tackled. Slung to the ground but got a hand pass away. Yeah, good tackle from Dunkley. Out the back, Williams hacks the ball for the Dogs to the wing. Bramble picks up, runs forward, hand passes to the advantage of Baker near the boundary line. Zook's got him. Tackles him over the boundary line.
They were out then.
37 years of age. And looking as enthusiastic as he was as a 19-year-old for Broadbeach, saying, come on, draft me.
Evenly balanced with a chip on each shoulder too. Exactly. As he throws it in. English gets it down to Liberatore. He kicks it across the boundary line. Yep. It's touched off the boot, so it's not a last disposal free kick to Brisbane, although there is a conference. A couple of umpires confer. Boundary umpire will win out. Crowd don't like it. But it's going to be a throw-in at left half forward for the Dogs. They trail by 4 points. We're 12 and a half into the final term. At the back of the pack, Doggies with the numbers. It was Selwood that just exploded onto the ball, immediately tackled into the ground.
This is where they're great, these stoppage goals, Pricey.
Oh, boy, they throw it up quickly. Doesn't give you much fun to speak, Matty. Inside forward 50. Riley West throws a handball out. Liberatore slapped it down. It's going back to the arc. Intercepted there by Brisbane. Umpire, has he called a free kick here?
Ball up.
No, it's going to be a ball up. This is a frenetic pace.
I love the lack of nomination now as well. That's one thing. Everyone's spoken about the stand rule and a few other things, but not mucking around at restarts has been great for the contest. Bailey wins the ball again. Brisbane win the stoppage. Zach Bailey from half-back kicks to Allen and marks on the wing.
It didn't stand.
Metres.
Oh, and who is it? Bailey Dale.
Yeah. They're trying to retreat, but you've got to stand.
And the mark is going to be set 45 metres from goal.
Interesting, if you're in 5 metres radius of the marker, you have to stand. Was he within 5 metres?
No.
Yeah. He's trying to retreat as much as he could, but he was the only one out there. So he has to stand on the mark.
Yeah, only if you're within 5 metres, though. If you're not...
Yeah.
Well, here's a way to endear yourself to your new fan base. When there's less than a kick in it, slot a big set shot in the last quarter. That's the opportunity for Oscar Allen, game one as a Lion. 50 metres out, slight angle to the right.
Oh.
Kicks it across the face for a point. Never looked great off the boot. The flight path was a little bit wobbly, and it's a behind and Brisbane lead by 5 points.
So the Dogs to bring the ball back in. It's with Butterick. Butterick, dangerous kick to English. He goes back past for the handball received, does Butterick. Kicks it to Bailey Dale. All right, at left half back, and he peels around onto his right foot. It was a contest before the ball arrived.
No, it's a free. Oh, no.
Yeah, free to Andrews, who was shepherded, I think.
Well,
I thought he played it the other way.
Oh, gee, he was like a traffic cop, the umpire. He's just, arms were going everywhere, but the kick went to Zorko. Now Zorko, that's an aggressive kick towards Darcy Gardner. Laterally to his left, a 40-metre pass. He was under pressure from Norton. He took the mark, and he retreats back inside defensive 50 to Harris Andrews. Now they're leading everywhere, Brisbane. They want to retain this pill, and he goes laterally to his right to go back to Zorko.
Saturday footy on ABC Sport. A Bottler here at the Gabba. Brisbane lead by 5 points as Coleman takes the mark again. Lockie Neal's had a big game.
Big last quarter, Q.
Put the son of troubles behind him on field, at least with a display tonight. Coleman kicks down the wing, missed time the kick though. Or did it take a touch of the boot?
It was touch.
Bailey Williams thought he'd marked it. So did I, but the ump said no touch. Good on you, Whitey. He's tackled, ball up. So a ball up between wing and right half forward for Brisbane. Lions lead by 5 points. 15 and a half final turn. Kennedy picks up from the stoppage for the Dogs. High kick back towards halfway. West underneath it, couldn't mark. Has to play tackler and locks it up. Good job there by Leicester almost to grab that. Ball tossed in the air on the outer wing. English with a knuckle. Fraser Roves hands it out the back to Williams. Dogs ball. Hand pass to Richards. Finds a space to chip from half forward to 50. Marked by Baker. Runs infield. Beats one. Gets in trouble. Hands it off to Croft. Hands it to Richards. Left forward pocket. Richards screws it back. Norton flies. Can't take the mark. Norton Roves bouncing around. Hand pass got it away to Davidson. And Davidson returns the Dogs to the lead. Snaps truly from the top of the goal square.
This is outstanding footy.
92 plays 91. Sam Davidson with his first goal. And the Bulldogs lead it 13-14 to 13-13 in front of 31,606 as the crowds semaphore on the big screen, Matt and Jeff. Another one for the Dogs, and they're back in front.
Well, Pricey loves these percentages. 80% after quarter time they've gone inside 50s when they score. 80%. So if they can just get it in there, they just lead.
What?
I don't know how many goals it is in a row now. Not in a row, but they are just dominating when they get it in there, but they still just can't get in there enough.
That kick from Richards, going to the boundary, screw it back into the goal square.
6 of the last 7 of the last 9 goals for the Dogs.
So it was for Zach Ostelski who bashed it forward, but it goes back out there to Bailey Williams. He kicks it forward to centre wing, out aside to Richards, puts the skates on, delivers a lovely left foot pass to Bramble. He's 55 from goal, just inside the boundary line at left half forward for the Doggies. They lead by a point, 17.5 gone the final term. Bramble inside 50, looking for the bond through his hands. Yeah. And it's just going to bounce. It's going to stay in play. I thought it was going to be rushed through. Picked up by Darcy Wilmot. He puts it into the path of Lockneil. He doesn't have to change stride. On the bounce, gathers. Nobody to go to. He handballed it backwards to Reville. Reville, the kick there to Darcy Fort, the big man. Just sinks the slipper in. Now Buku Karmas did well. He returned serve with a kick off the ground, picked up by Butterick, straight down the middle. He finds Darcy still inside the centre square. 70 from goal, kicks it to the pocket, looking for the Bonds. He hits him. He's 40 out. He's on a very tight angle, the wrong side for a left footer, but goodness gracious, he is brilliant. The man on the mark is standing 30 out. Marcus Bontempelli. 2 goals already. They lead by a point. Can he extend the Doggies' lead? The Gabba crowd showing their displeasure for the champion. He launches. A spear! An absolute spear! He is brilliant. He kicks his third. And the Dogs lead by 7 points. 14-14, 98 to 13-13, 91. We're stunned. Matty Primus, Jeff White. How good is opening round?
And just the movement of the Bulldogs up forward. They've put Bont down there. He's been down in the forward line pretty much the whole quarter. And they're using him, he's moving, but if he's not getting used, he's creating space behind him.
Bulldogs were 26 points down, 26 minutes into the third term. And here we are, nearly 20 minutes into the last quarter. They've kicked 8 of the last 10 goals and lead by 7 points. Ball up in the middle. First hands, Kennedy, hand pass indecisive, stolen by Bailey of Brisbane. Hands to Neil, hands to Fletcher, hands it on to Berry. Toad kick to half forward, no teammate there. Pinched by the Dogs, hand pass from Dale, gets it to Kennedy in the bullseye. Deep entry for the Bulldogs, leap from Darcy, goes out the back, rolling to the boundary line. Wilmot there for Brisbane, happy to see it out. Boundary throw in the right forward pocket for the Dogs.
They look fit, the Bulldogs. Both sides look fit, but geez, they're running on the ground really well. They're still clean below their knees. That's finals footy. I know we're only an opening round, but that's how you got to play.
7 points, the lead to the Bulldogs. Into time on final term. Boundary throw in. Darcy almost clean possession at the front. Has a fumble. Roves, though, off his toes brilliantly. Hand pass infield, stolen by Will Ashcroft. Brisbane's got it. Hands it off to Neil. Neil to Wilmot. Clearing kick from the pocket towards half back. Great work from Dale to get rid of Lohman and take a fine contested for the Dogs.
He's 70 from goal. Little 45 kick bites it off to the debutant Jakes. He's told to play on. It was minimum distance. Gets onto his left foot, kicks it inside, forward 50. Harris Andrews with a juggler. Beats Sam Darcy. Immediately flares it to the right to Berry. Berry, a long one. He's looking for Logan Morris. Oh, he gathers it in, the young man. He gets to the logo out of side. Kicks it into the path of Rayner. He's got to gather. It bounces awkwardly for him. It's tapped over the boundary line. Will it be deliberate? No.
Boundary throw in.
Boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for Brisbane. They trail by 7 points.
There's still 7 minutes of time left. An eon in this contest. And it's the Dogs leading by 7 points. Saturday footy on ABC Sport. Throw in Brisbane deep in attack. Ricochet is to ground level. Butterick there. Lohman tried to kick it off the deck with Neil. Ricochet's out of play. Do it again. In the left back pocket for the Lions. Scores were level at quarter time. Brisbane led by 3 points at half time. Brisbane led by 13 points at three-quarter time. But now it's the Bulldogs by 7. Brisbane got out by 26 late in that third term. Stoppage. Dunkley, hand passes to Fort. Fort toe pokes on goal and kicks a point. Is it? Or into the...
No, it's out of bounds, sorry.
Out of bounds. Out of bounds.
13 possessions this last quarter for Lachie Neale so far.
He has been huge, Matt. Boundary throw next to the point post. Fort, clean possession, gets it on his toe, kicks a goal! He has been the break glass in case of emergency ruckman, who's ended up with 2 premiership medals, and he's kicked a goal there to make it a point the diff. Dogs in front, 98-97, 22 and a half minutes, final turn.
And it's straight into English's face too, to let him know there's no better feeling in the world. Kicking a goal and hit your direct opponent. Just good body work. Shrugging him out of the way. Not good enough from English, but beautiful snap.
Well, the previous stop play, English went really early. So this occasion, Fort understood. He's going to come early. He's going to try and check me. I'll just let him slide past and I'll just go for the ball, and that's exactly what he did. Finished it off really well.
There is just over 6.5 minutes to play in this final quarter at the Gabba. This is a sizzler. 98 plays 97. The Doggies lead by a point. Back into the middle. Zakostelski gets it down forward. It was Lohman, flicked the handball out. Lachie Neale, disposal 36, inside 50. Big pack flies. Oh, it's going to fly out here. Rayner picks it up. Rayner snaps from 40. Oh, my God. He has kicked it. The Lions hit the front. This is magnificent. 15-13, 103 to 14-14, 98. 5 points the margin, and Cam Rayner does what Cam Rayner does out of nowhere.
These are 2 good footy teams.
Yeah, they are.
But this is a different sport with these rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems so different to last year.
Yeah. Super quick.
103-98, and we've still got 5 minutes of the last quarter to go.
The ability of the ruck, I said this, Q, the ability of the rucks to jump at each other provides so many different variables of where the ball goes. It's not going in one area. It's be interesting to see what English does here to hit it forward. There it is. Hits it forward. Fine.
Stoppage in the middle. No one underneath it, though, that time. Jeff. Neale, though, emerges. Little hand pass to Wilmot. Kick smothered, gets it back. Has another toe poker in the middle, up and under, which goes to the side of the square. Bouncing ball favoured by Williams of the Bulldogs. Doggies have got it. He hands it to Kennedy on the wing. Kick to half forward. Berry shows courage to get back in front of English to spoil it out of play for a boundary throw-in.
They've been outstanding, the Brisbane's midfield at the centre ball ups. They were 8-1 down, now it's 16-all. They've really solidified that, got strong and won that first possession and got the ball going their way.
Boundary throw-in attacking, 50 for the Bulldogs. English at the front, palm down, but Neale first touch there. He's barreled off it. His hand pass rolls out of play.
Yeah, it's Bulldogs ball.
And that is a last touch infringement against Lachie Neale. Free kick to Liberatore. 65 from goal left, half forward. Kicks the Dogs to the pocket. Norton flies, spoiled by Leicester. Great row from Gardner of Brisbane. Won the ball, spins out of the pack. Kicks it beyond defensive 50. Picked up by Allen of Brisbane. Lions out of trouble. Chips it to the wing. And the mark is taken by Morris, and he slows up.
Logan Morris, 3 goals to his name tonight in front of the bench, and he retreats back to half-back to find Zorko. Zorko in turn. Back to Darcy Wilmot. Peels off a lateral kick to the left. Will Ashcroft. He plays on. Nobody on the mark. Has a bounce. Takes off just short of centre wing. Kicks it towards half forward. Morris spoiled by O'Donnell. Front and square. Bruce Reville onto the left foot. Inside 50. He sets Buku Karmas a task. Rayner off the deck. Kicks a point.
That was a bit of fun on pressure.
I thought it was. 104 plays 98. It's an even goal, the difference, and the Doggies play on quickly.
And they get it to half-back. Selwood with a hand pass to Bramble. Bramble kicks the wing and finds Richards. Richards plays on quickly, shrugs away from Andrews, gets onto his left boot. Deep kick to Norton. Marks on his chest. Darcy Gardner gave him extras. And that's a 50-metre penalty, which made a tough shot in the pocket. Now a certain goal for the Bulldogs, which will level the scores. That was ill-disciplined from Darcy Gardner, and Aaron Norton from point-blank range levels it up.
What a game.
30 goals.
It is 104 apiece, 15-14 apiece, and there's 4 minutes and 20 seconds left at the Gabba. You're listening to Saturday Night Footy on ABC Sport.
I reckon we both will need a tonsillectomy by the end of the season if this is the way it's going.
How good are the Bulldogs when they move that ball and just wheel and go and play on?
But they have splits too. They have players on numbers on ahead. They have 45. Just unrewarded running to Sam Darcy was the one that created space for Norton. The unrewarded running they're doing is exceptional.
Kicked his second goal. The Gabba crowd imploring the home side to get over the line. It's tied up with just over 4 minutes to go. Clearance Brisbane. Ashcroft got the handball away. Beautiful tackle. No, high tackle. It slipped high. Zorko gets the free kick. Wants to play on quickly. Kicks it towards Logan Morris at ground level. He beats Lobb for the ball. Lobb butters up, gathers, then he's tackled there. Nice wrapping tackle by Ty Gallop. 55 out from goal at right half forward. Fort gets it down. Fletcher flicks it now to Berry. Inside 50. Contest. Rayner beat Buku Karmas. Handball back in Charlie. Charlie sprays it wide. One behind. But that's good enough to put the Lions in the lead with 3 minutes 40 left. 105 to 104.
Dogs haven't won here since the Latham Vandermeer point in the semi-final of 2021. It's been a while since they've won at the Gabba. That was a bottler. Remember, that was when the Lions made finals and sort of ended up disappointed. 2 flags on, those memories can go on the distance. Now some measured play. Liberatore, he's kicked towards half-back. Bramble dropped it, but has time to regather. Ham passes around the wing. It's in the hands of Hines, gives it out the back to Dale. Dale's kick to half forward, marked by Richard, 60 out. Left foot kick to full forward. English, the galloping ruckman, marks the top of the goal square.
That is great running. He was in the centre when they had it on the deep half-back line, and he just ran so hard forward.
Bramble's leg speed, geez, that's important through the middle of the ground.
He's been him and Butterick have been off the half-back line. It's really one area that they've looked at over the off-season.
Lions lead by a point. Inside 3 minutes remaining in the game. Tim English straight in front, 15 out. Goal Bulldogs!
I love it.
And the Doggies lead, and English lets Gardner know about it and Fort know about it too. There's a little coming together after that kick. Dogs lead by 5 points. 2 minutes 35 seconds on the clock.
Now they've got to get this centre bounce right. English, he's coming off now, so Darcy's in there, but they are just hitting to areas, dominating, but Brisbane are just reading it all the time. They've got to get organised because they've got dominance in that area, but he's coming back.
English has got to stay because you've got Darcy up forward, so this is where they've got to hit. They've got to hit it forward, get them...
And work together. Brisbane
will set up a defensive triangle, so they'll try and make sure that they've got enough numbers back there, and that's what they're trying to do up now. They're going more defensive. But you've just got to keep going forward. You've got to trust your set plays in the centre bounce.
Some long quarters to be played if we're going to kick this many goals.
Oh, bring it on, though.
16-14, 110 to 15-15, 105. It's the Doggies by 5 points. I reckon we've got 2.5 minutes to go. The ruck contest, Neil. Disposal number 39, but it's intercepted.
Oh, too high.
Oh, it's a big high tackle. Darcy Foote launched into it. English.
Wheel and go.
He's at the back of the centre circles and he's taking his time. He knows they are in front. The Lions need a goal. He kicks long inside 50. Norton at the back of the pack, off hands, launches a handball. Bailey Williams has a shot. He's pulled it left. One behind.
Watch out. What's on?
6 points the margin. 31.5 minutes gone final term, and they play on quickly. Ryan Lester.
From the right back pocket, a long kick through the hands of Ford in the middle of the ground. English crashes the pack. Lohman crashes into him. Ball locked underneath them. Ball up. 1 minute and 47 seconds left. One straight kick, the lead to the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs have generated a spare behind the ball, trying to ice the game.
Huge stoppage in the middle here. Goes to the feet of the ruckman. Kennedy tries for the Dogs. It's hacked off the ground by Ashcroft to Brisbane. To half forward. Lobs there along with Morris. Morris taps it to himself. Toe pokes it to 50. Toe pokes it. It's intercepted though by Selwood coming out. Great work. Did a good job. Linked hands with Davidson. Last touch out of play. Free kick, Brisbane. Last disposal, Doggies went out. 60 from the Lions goal. Quick inboard kick. Dunkley marks at 60 out. Dunkley kicks to the pocket. Bontempelli in front, can't mark. Spoiled by Rayner on the deck in the pockets. It's fumbled by Butterick close to the line and out of play for a boundary throw in. 67 seconds left. Brisbane in attack. Bulldogs in the lead by a goal.
What a game.
Watch out for Lockie Neal and Cameron here.
Yeah, they have a lot going.
Throw in right forward pocket for Brisbane, trailing by 6 points off the hands of English. It's Will Ashcroft, backs into the pack, tackled by Matt Kennedy. 40 from goal. The umpire's going to come in and throw it up. Just 59 seconds left in this match. Umpire will throw it up quickly. Fort versus Darcy. Darcy flicks it down. Charlie Cameron tries to get his hands on the ball. He tackles Richards. Umpire will come in and throw it up. 53 seconds. Throws it up now. Off hands. Oh, it flicks out. Shots and a point.
That's actually an important point in a sense.
Kai Lohman out of the pack. Kicked a point. 111 plays 106. 5 points the margin. Doggies lead. Not long to go.
They're fighting one side now.
44 seconds.
Try and get a mark to ice the clock. No.
So Butterick kicks to a contest though. Off the hands, it'll go out of play for a throw-in. That's not a last touch infringement. That'll be a throw-in. Brisbane just attacking side of the wing. Dogs lead by 5 points. 37 seconds left in the game. The Bulldogs were 26 points in arrears. 26 minutes into the third quarter.
2 spare behind the ball now. Bulldogs.
Throw in just forward of halfway for Brisbane. Off the ruck contest, Dunkley's over it. He tunnels it through his legs to the advantage of Lohman. Can't pick up. Lohman placed tackler on Dale. Dale gets a hand pass to Kennedy. Kennedy got rid of it to Richards. Richards torpedoes it out of trouble, but straight to Andrews. Marks it right half back. 17 seconds. Brisbane's ball. Andrews kicks it to Zorko. Plays on, slips over, gets up. Kicks it to the middle of the ground looking for Neal. Dale makes the spoil. Helped by West. Dale links with Fraser. Fraser kicks to the forward line. Out the back. It's rolling for Norton. Norton. The siren beats him, but it doesn't matter. The Dogs have won. The Dogs have won. The champs dethroned at home in their first game in 2026 by the Western Bulldogs. Welcome to modern footy. The game has changed, it seems, over the summer. Sing it, Dogs fans. 5-point victors at the Gabba. It was level at quarter time. Brisbane led by 3 points at half time. The Lions got out by 26 late in the third term. It was a 13-point lead, though, with the final change to the locals. And in the last quarter, the Western Bulldogs kicked 7-1? 7-1 after they kicked 9-14 up till then. To the Lions, 3 goals, 7. And the Doggies win it by 5 points.
Match ticket or electronic Lions membership ticket to any participating
the PA bloke needs to shut up and let the Dogs fans do their thing. He's missed his cue here. Okay, thank you. Let's get
also, don't forget, Kick to Kick is on. Stick around for this.
No one gives a stuff about Kick to Kick, mate. Let the Dogs sing the song. Jeez. That's a modern classic. That is a modern classic. Everyone's had a moment or two first week back at the footy.
Yeah, that was an epic clash.
I should give the final score: 16-15, 111 to 15-16, 106. And the game was one thing. The style of it, the nature of it was another. I'll give the goal kickers. And then Matt and Jeff will try and explain. 3 goals for Bontempelli, 2 to Darcy, 2 to Norton, 2 to English, 2 to Richards, Williams, West, Davidson, Bramble and Butterick, along with Croft, also kicked goals. 4 to Cameron for Brisbane, 3 to Morris, 2 to Lohman, 1 to Allen, 1 to Bailey, 1 to Rayner, 1 to Zorko, 1 to Fort and 1 to Zach Ostelsky. Look, we saw bits of this at the SCG and at Carrara and even at the showground today. But we've got 111 beats 106.
Yeah.
And look, it's an early sample size. But, boy, Jeff, Matt?
It's just, this, there's a combination of things. It's the new ruck rule interpretation, the lasso, and the stand rule. So the stand rule is an interesting one because sides are now, you got to stand, we're playing 18 on 17, let's go. And you can eliminate, not only can you eliminate that because that player's on the mark, but you can go really close to that player on the mark to give a hand pass, because if he moves offline, it's a 50-metre penalty. So you run you can create that instant rebound footy back in the face of the opposition. And that's what we're seeing. It's so fast. You guys did an incredible job today commentating, because it is super quick and it's exciting to watch. And what a way to start opening round for these two sides. Epic clash. Great game. Had everything.
Yeah, it was so normally the opening rounds athletes are fit and they're hard and they're fast, and definitely the rules they've played in, and also the way the Bulldogs played. They love playing that style of footy, and they found a way to win. I just saw on the AFL website they kicked 5 goals, 1 from kickings, which is the most in the last 10 years.
Wow.
They weren't able to play their stoppage game, but they were able to find another way to win, which is terrific. And then you mentioned, Q, 2 goals, 7 in the first quarter and 7 goals, 1 in the last quarter. In the end, accuracy is bloody important.
And we spoke about the poise, didn't we?
Yep.
Whatever side's going to have the poise. And don't disregard Brisbane. They showed poise as well. There's many times there where they had to use the ball well, and they did.
Among all of the rule changes, I'll throw this at you. We sort of focused on the last touch. We focused on the stand rule. I'm going to throw one out there. I reckon now that there's no nomination at the ruck around the ground, it doesn't allow anyone to set up.
Yeah.
And it's just get it in the air quickly, which means, we've seen how it wait for ruckman to turn up and defensive structures form.
And then you have
now that there's no time for that, I reckon that's probably more of a contributing factor than the other things we spoke about pre-season.
You don't get that rolling scrum.
Yeah.
And you're right with that, because once they know you can sort of take a breath, you can turn your head, have a look and pick up. Whereas because it happens so quick, you can catch them offside. So opposition can catch you offside. You don't know, you haven't got time. You're sort of looking at what you're focusing on. And it's a combination of all those new rules. Certainly, there's 30 goals.
Well, what do you think? What do you think, guys?
Goals.
Yeah, 0437 774 774. Please send us a text. 0437 774 774. Thanks to Simon in York Peninsula. Fantastic call. Great game, finally. Thanks, ABC. Good on you, Simon. Fran, she's one of the great fans, enjoying the close game. Happy new footy season to you. Yeah. Wow. 16-15, 111 to 15-16, 106. And the crowd was 31,606. The Bulldogs are taking some time to celebrate with their fans here at the Gabba. The Lions are at the top of the race. They're about to head down. See if Rory Lobb gets lifted to his shoulder or two. The big... I know... the art of spraying paint on something that is not yours is graffiti. What if you spray paint on yourself? What's that called? Because Rory Lobb's done, he self-graphitised that head again tonight. We still haven't been able to work out what's on it.
I'm going to figure it out, Q.
But he stood up tonight. He was sensational, particularly in that first half when Brisbane were putting in the forward pressure, repeat inside forward 50s. Rory Lobb was outstanding tonight.
Well, it's only one game at the start of the season for these two teams, but boy, that'll really boost the spirits of the Bulldogs. That being said, there's one team who missed the finals who spent 6 months spitting chips. The other team spent 6 months celebrating. But still,
there's Rory Lobb.
He's been lifted to the shoulders of Karmas and O'Donnell. 5 years and 74 games at the Giants, 4 years and 66 games at the Dockers, and now a fourth-year Bulldog in his 60th game in the Tricolours, and 200 up and a win. Well done, Rory Lobb.
He was enormous early. Absolutely enormous, repelling those attacks of the Lions.
And I really like the discipline of the Bulldogs. They spoke a lot about the defence, and rightly so. They missed the finals, but their stoppage, they were number 1 or 2 in stoppage, any form of clearances last year. Phenomenal stat. And so, but one of the weaknesses was obviously their backline and the ability to stop. But tonight they were so disciplined, and they were really, really, really good down back.
Let's get into the Bulldogs rooms. Zane Bojack is there as they're filing on in, Zano.
Oh, yeah, the Suns from the west. They're a very joyous group here at the moment as they walk into the dressing room, and there's a lot of support in here for opening round. A lot of very happy chaps. Williams, he's very happy. You can see the big frame of Sam Darcy. Rory Lobb in his 200th. He's loving it, Q, as they pour sports drink all over the debutantes. And Connor Budrick as well. They're all of the newbies in this club. They're about to sing the song for the first time. Lockie Jakes, Michael Selwood, they've all played their part. And now they're about to sing. Sung with some gusto. We're about to hear from a Queenslander who's come back in Bulldogs colours. We're about to hear from Connor Budrick, Q.
We'll stay close on the SMS. Loving the new rules. Great call. Thank you from Terry in Ballarat. 0437 774 774. Thanks to Brett in Canberra. Says superb call, boys. Thank you. You don't want to go off half-cocked. Opening round is the fertile ground for overreaction, but hard not to see a sport we love transformed a little tonight. And look, we're of the vintage that, you guys played in that high-scoring era through the early to mid-90s when you were just starting out. And, Pricey and I, we're old enough. Carlton fans like talking about the 90s. It was the last time we were any good. But the footy was great in the 90s, and it looked a bit like, you watch the old tapes. I'd like to... I reckon one of the magazine shows during the week has got to go back to some footage of... remember that Essendon North Melbourne game, when Essendon came from 47 points down.
63 points down.
Yeah, ridiculous. That type of footy, and you see...
Geelong in those 90s, around the Friday, would just try and score 20 goals a game. And
we had a final against Adelaide. They kicked 8 goals to 1 in the first quarter. And we pegged them back and we're in front at the start of the last quarter. But just they have. What did you say? They kicked 7 goals in the last quarter. Bulldogs.
7 goals, 1.
I mean, we
had Sydney kick 12 goals in the third quarter. Mind you, that makes Carlton look good. Let's use that comparison. So the Dogs have been able to kick 7 goals in a quarter tonight against the reigning premiers.
Yep.
Sydney kicked 12 goals against a team that aren't much good what was it? Thursday night. Let's get back to Zano.
Well, I've got a man down here that knows these parts very well. He got a goal in a match where it's determined by 5 points. He also had 27 disposals wearing Bulldogs colours. Former Gold Coast son, Connor Budrick. You enjoy that victory back up here in Queensland?
Mate, that was probably one of the better wins I've been a part of. From where we started in the pre-season, we had a lot to work on, and I feel like we've just been slowly building up. Last week was a good sign of our good work in the pre-season. And then tonight to finish it off under a bit of adversity. We were down at some stages, and to be able to wrestle it back and really show some grit. To get it done in the last quarter, it showed a lot of maturity, and absolutely stoked.
We know the Dogs can score points. They were the leading team last year. What's been worked on in the off-season so that you were able to contain the defending premiers?
Yeah, well, I think it was that, really, trying to contain them. Defence was a big part of our off-season. Wanting to try and kill the contest, win it at ground level too. I think we really stood up in that area tonight. Rory Lubb, James O'Donnell, Buku, the tall lads down there, and even Tim English at times as well. Our talls just absolutely killed them, and it helps us small guys out so much to be able to repel off that in the mids as well. That's how we can counteract on our attack. So that was the main point of the pre-season.
We're going to host a team who won earlier today down in Sydney as part of opening round. It's been electric football. I'll hand the microphone over to you. You're about to talk to Michael Price, Quentin Hull, Jeff White and Matthew Primus.
Connor, Jeff White here, mate. Well played tonight. I love you and Bramble off the halfback. But what was the message that Bebo gave to you over the pre-season? Because a lot of small forwards from the opposition, they tore Western Bulldogs apart last year, but you played exceptional tonight. What was your message over the pre-season?
I think it was just to bring a blend of offence and defence. I came to the club wanting to be playing in the back half. Bevo kept it really simple. He wanted me to be able to defend, but then also use my strengths in attack as well. And I feel like I've been really building on that this pre-season after playing forward last year. So it was good to be able to put that out there tonight, and still a long way to go. It's the first game of the year. Really looking to build on that tonight. I thought all the lads were really outstanding, and can't wait to go again next week.
Connor, Matt Primus here, mate. I'd be interested in Bevo's message, if you can remember, because normally players can't with the coach talking to them. But at quarter time, you dominated the play, but inaccuracy killed you compared to what you did in the last quarter. What was his message to the group at quarter time?
I think it was pretty simple, just to keep doing what we're doing. It was really early in the game. Both teams were wrestling momentum at different stages, but it was pretty tight. We were getting inside 50s. We just weren't capitalising, so we knew we were doing the right thing as long as we were able to move the ball quickly off our back half and not let them set up. So if we got it into our forward line, then we were more often than not going to be scoring. So that was just the message to keep it that for the rest of the game.
Connor, it's Quentin Hull here. Boy, you come to a familiar place in a very new time in your footy career. I'm just wondering what the build-up was like for you, having obviously changed house, and now you're here, and you're back playing in front of plenty of loved ones, no doubt, but a very different circumstance.
Obviously a change of scenery is really good for me, I think. Going back to Queensland's always good. There was part of me deep down that wanted to get one up on Brisbane after they beat us last year. So when I was playing at the Sun. So obviously coming to the Gabba, it's a hard place to play. We showed real maturity tonight, and it was great to start off the year like we did.
Got a couple of so what strikes you about Luke Beveridge? What strikes you about this footy club?
I just think the history of the footy club, something I really wanted to be a part of, and the way Bevo goes about it. He's a real character, real philosophical bloke. Just has a lot of meaning behind everything he says, loves the boys, and puts so much trust in us to go out and get the job done, as do all the coaches. So, really happy with how he performed.
Connor, Michael Price, mate, I just wanted to, firstly, congratulations on your game. I want to ask you about your skipper, Marcus Bonampelli. What are your thoughts on this classy champion?
Jet. absolute jet. One of the better blokes I've met. It was absolutely super tonight. Can't wait to keep playing footy with him again this year.
Can I ask, Connor, what did it feel like playing a proper game with the rule tweaks, and which one in particular did you feel or notice?
It was probably the lasso. The last touch out of bounds. That rule really, it makes us stay on top of the game. If you have that small lapse in concentration, then you'll get done. So, yeah, I think that was the big rule. That was probably a little bit of a shock, but as long as we adjust to it, then we'll be in good stead.
Connor, with Rory playing his 200th, he was outstanding tonight, wasn't he? Just the ability, you mentioned at the start, the ability to kill the ball. There would have been 6 or 7 massive spoils in the back line tonight.
Yeah, absolutely super. That was something we wanted to work on in the off-season, and Bevo put a massive price on the big spoils this year. So, absolutely super in game 200, as were the other boys that were down there as well. So if we can keep doing that every week, we're going to be a tough team to score against.
Well done, Connor. Go and enjoy your first victory as a Bulldog.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Connor Butterick, off-season move from the Gold Coast to the Western Bulldogs, joining Zane Bojack down in the rooms. Quentin Hull, Michael Price, Jeff White and Matt Primer sifting through it here on ABC Sport. The Dogs winning by 5 points, 16-15, 111 to 15-16, 106. That after the Dogs trailed by 26 points at the 26-minute mark of the third term. So let's just take a breath and see how that all flushed out in the end. Bulldogs kicked 10 of the last 14 goals of the game.
It's impressive, isn't it? Away from home, to that poise and that accuracy, to forget about what happened in the first quarter and fight that back was great.
Outside of the score, the nature of the footy, these are the other things to note. Hugh McCluggage hardly played any of the game. I think it was a calf injury. Yes. Seemed a while ago now, but he hurt his calf at the start of the game. And Arthur Jones left the field after a stray arm from Harris Andrews saw him concussed or fail an head injury assessment. He couldn't return to the game. Jeff, you were having a look at the social media sort of replays. Can you, it was a stray left arm lashing backwards.
They'll look at it because Harris turns to his left and realises that Artie Jones is there and then swings his arm. So what they're going to look at, if Harris Andrews is facing forward, using his arm to get up, to accelerate, because he's sort of on the ground in some aspect, that seems as accidental. But because he turns to the left and sees the Bulldogs player there, then swings his arm, I think they're definitely going to look at it. Definitely going to look at it and could be in a bit of trouble.
G'day to John from Tassie, who says, great call, guys. A very happy Bulldogs fan. 0437774774. Magnificent game, says Darren from Northcote. What a start for the Doggies. It took until the third game, but opening round delivers a classic. Great call, team. Thank you. Michael from Wyndham Vale in Victoria says, loving the new rule changes and your guys. Thank you, Michael. Here's another one. Rick from Margaret River. Hey, Quentin and fellow non-Q&A anons. Brilliant call. Best game of the quote-unquote opening round. I'm not headlamp gardening by headlamp as per usual. I'm sanding and paint prepping away in my humble house, inspired by grandstand as ever. Thank you.
Beautiful spot of the world, Margaret River, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
Nice beverages.
So...
I want to...
Sorry, go, Jeff.
I want to talk about their back line for Bulldogs, because it was under the microscope, and Connor Butterick just spoke about it just then. Bramble, Butterick, and obviously Rory Lomba and Karmas, but the Selwood down back allowed Williams to go up the ground a little bit more and play on the wing or play in the half. Because Bailey Dale felt like last year he was the one that was a slingshot footy off the half-back line, did a magnificent job, all Australian, all that sort of stuff. But to add to Selwood defensive pressure, Brambles was breaking the lines. Butterick has 27 possessions tonight and kicks a goal. I reckon that complements each other really, really well. And then you've got the exciting Buku Kamas, who was spoiling really, really well, and Lob just really set themselves in the back 50 really well. And then also, because of this lasso rule, and I've noticed with other teams, a lot of the rucks are going behind the ball now. They're playing behind the ball because the sense it might not be a throw-in. And Tim English did a great job tonight to actually get back and support. So really solid and extremely disciplined tonight from the Bulldogs.
Do you want to do the run of the stats, Pricey? We haven't gone through the individuals. If you have just tuned in, the Dogs have won by 5 points, 16-15, 111 to the Lions, 15-16, 106. Giants beat the Hawks by 27 earlier today. What about the numbers here, Michael?
Well, the Lions led the Doggies by 47 as far as disposals go. When it comes down to tackles, the Doggies 60-52. Clearances, Brisbane 45-39 in the end, and centre bounce clearances. Brisbane ended up winning that 17-16. When it comes down to the marks and kicks, the Lions obviously dominated that because of the kick mark sort of policy. Contested possessions, the Lions won that by 17. Inside 50s, the Lions 63-50. But the scoreboard told the tale. Individuals, Lockie Neal for the Lions, 39 disposals in the end. A cracking game for him, 8 clearances, 7 inside 50s. Zorko with 31, Will Ashcroft with 30. But it was the Doggies midfield, absolutely dominated, I reckon. Matthew Kennedy and Ed Richards, 30 disposals apiece. But Ed Richards had 5 centre ball-up clearances, 7 clearances. He had 16 score involvements and 726 metres gained. 10 inside 50s. He had an enormous game. He is a super ranger. Liberatore, 28 disposals as well. He had 10 contested possessions. And Connor Budrick, not a bad debut for your club, 27 disposals. He had 9 score involvements and a goal. But that's one of the most exciting games of football I have seen and participated in from as a spectator and caller for so many years. It was phenomenal. I'm still a little bit nonplussed.
And toughness from Libba too. He copped that real friendly fire knee to the back and had a bit of padding, but to fight through that and to have 28 possessions and play the way he does, all round.
Well, look, it's opening round and the spotlight on north of the Murray. So I'm going to bring this sort of comparison. We think of course, rugby league in this part of the world. I was lucky enough to call the first game when sport returned after COVID, or during COVID in 2020, when they introduced the 6 again rule in rugby league, which has been seen as a game changer for pace. So I will go home from the footy tonight thinking that the tweaks to the AFL off-season have done what 6 again has done to rugby league. The way that it has taken away stoppage time, the way it has ensured that the game stays quicker. And that rule has really transformed rugby league. And again, lasso rule, stand rule, obviously, but I still think, Jeff and Whitey, even as a broadcaster, we get used to ball up, take a breath, get ready to call the next passage of play. Wait for and we'd lament, where are the bloody ruckmen? They're taking forever to... Now...
Bloody ruckman.
Now, there's no time for footy. We know that modern footy is so much about structure, Matt. You're a coach. You can't get structure if the ump picks it up, chucks it up, and you got to play on.
No, you're exactly right. That is, the lasso, I think... We figured out it happens about 3 times.
Yeah, not much.
So it's not much.
But how many ball-ups do we get?
Absolutely. Then and even the throw-ins too are quicker, and the kick-ins are now 8 seconds from 12 or 13 seconds. So you add all those things together, and then the game is getting quicker and quicker. The centre bounce obviously now only has the throw-up, and that's only at 6 metres, and so there's no repeat to them. So absolutely the game's quicker. And, look, it is early days. We'll see what happens once it settles down by round 3 or 4. But I would say the rule makers would be happy with what they've seen in the first 3 rounds.
But did you say there that they even kicking in is reduced?
8 seconds. So
and look what Bulldogs did tonight. Would you say they kicked 5-1 from
5-1,
point kick-ins?
And I think the great thing about I didn't hear what Beveridge was saying. He's getting interviewed on the TV screen there, but all year they've been, all last year and the previous couple of years, they dominate possession, they dominate inside 50s, they dominate clearance, contest possession, but they don't score enough, or they can't stop the opposition scoring. But tonight they got pantsed in all those areas and found a way to win. I reckon that'd be a great lesson when he comes into their review Monday or Tuesday. The stuff we worked on pre-season has helped us, the defence, the ball move, whatever it is. There's some great lessons out of this game here against the Premiers.
And I tell you what, the Dogs play most of their games at Docklands, which we know is the quickest venue in the comp.
Yeah.
When these will get to Docklands, my Lord.
Yes.
It'd be like watching the F1 down in Melbourne come to footy. Because it pinged around tonight, albeit, you feel like you're a bit rusty in the off-season and you have a look at a couple of pracky games, but it's never the real thing until it's the real thing.
But just as a common thread with all the sides that we've seen so far is that when they've got a mark or a free kick, run from behind. You give the hands, go. Just go.
Because it's easy to run past the statue.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
With the stand rule.
Exactly. Because you're going 18 on 17, you've got it's a counter-attack, and Matty and I have done those drills plenty of times. 5 on 4, 4 on 5, whatever it is, go. You've got the spare number, go. It's exciting to watch.
If you want to send us a text, please send us your name as well as where you're texting from. G'day to Ben from Melbourne. Great call, lads. Go Dogs, very important to win a close one. We lost most of them last year. Give the coaches 5 weeks and they will squash the life out of the high scoring again. Enjoy it while it lasts. That's a good tempering point of discussion.
It does. That's what you wait a month and see how teams adjust to it and slows down and people get a bit sore and all those sorts of things. But the rules are there to try and get past that. And coaches will come up with things, but there's not too much to do when umpires going to move the ball on quicker.
And immediately I think, okay, well, how do you neutralise a quick ball up? Oh, yeah, get the footy and try and sort of, get tackled for a secondary stoppage. But then the domino, the holding the ball is more strictly interpreted as well. So that domino is taken out of play. So there's one vice to try and slow it down, which is not available anymore.
And umpires blowing the whistle quicker too. Not allowing it to turn more numbers in the contest. So, we'll see it evolve. The smart coaches out there, we'll see how it evolves.
And I also like that the Bulldogs tonight, when there was a few couple repeat stoppages, there was a clear message for English to hit it forward. Get it out of their inner circle. Get the ball moving. Get it out of there. So really smart. So they've obviously addressed that over the pre-season as well.
I'm looking at Matt and he's pointing at you, Jeff, because he knows which question's coming. I'm just about to say.
For the votes? Yeah. I was just going to say, good luck doing the votes tonight.
Guess what?
He's already written it down, though.
Let's get the 3, 2 and 1.
He obviously did the votes last night, that's why.
Bulldogs have won by 5 points here.
Jeez.
Who gets the votes?
Wow, you put me. He's sitting back laughing.
I don't mind a collective.
Yeah. Time. Who did that?
So Brad Pricey's just put a wrong window on the stat screen.
It popped up.
Come on, wait, you're like the umpires now.
Yeah, I am.
Before you give your vote, you go to the stats.
I've got to go to the stats. No. Look, I'm going to give one vote to Rory Lobb. We spoke about him 200th. I thought he was just, when the heat was on, ball was going inside the D50, he just stood up really, really well. Exceptional. And you could go to Brisbane Lions as well. They Lockie Neal's last quarter, all that sort of stuff. Thought Charlie Cameron was good. 2 votes, Charlie Cameron.
Well, even though he missed a soda to put the goal in front right at the end.
He had a lot of energy tonight. What did he kick for? His defensive skills are really, really good. And he really just electrified the crowd, but also his teammates. Thought he was really, really good tonight. And the small forwards don't get credit for the work they do, and he did really, really well tonight. And I'm going to give 3 votes to Ed Richards. He was outstanding. That kick in the last quarter to hook it across his body, put it at the top of the goal square, resulted in, I think, Davison kicked the goal. But his ability to win the footy, but also, I think you went through the stats there, Pricey, and kick 2. He was so good tonight. No disrespect to Bontempelli, no disrespect to Dale Brown, like these other players that played, Tim English as well. But there's the 3. There's the 3, 2, 1.
Neil's had 39 and didn't get a vote, but there's nothing wrong with that at all, Jeff.
No. I think for impact, I look at impact.
Yeah.
Rory Lobb and Charlie Cameron. You don't have Charlie Cameron. You don't get close to winning. And Ed Richards is his score involvement and winning the ball.
And all the while there, you were leaning forward and being very astute with your thoughts. And Matt was just sort of sitting back in his chair,
great job.
thinking, how tough is this tonight?
It's super tough, super tough.
Yeah.
Zorko's had 31 and 88% kicking efficiency. So you can go through them all, but look at impact.
3 to Richards, 2 to Cameron, 1 to Lobb. Well done, Jeff. They're the votes after the Bulldogs have beaten Brisbane by 5 points. By the way, next week the Dogs host today's other winners, the Greater Western Sydney Giants. Have you seen, by the way, the Amazon Prime documentary? It's not too bad. It's got Toby Green and Marcus Bontempelli sort of peeling back why those two teams don't like each other and why those two blokes don't like each other. So that'll be interesting. And Brisbane go to the SCG to play the Swans.
Oh, that will be a burler.
By the way, tomorrow, of course, we have to wait till the end of the day for footy. It's going to be a massive scene at the MCG for St Kilda and Collingwood. Before we get there, of course, Matt Clinch and Cameron Ling, they're back on deck with AFL Sunday. It all starts at midday Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Corbin Middlemass is sitting in for the Forum this week. Clint Wheeldon and team are off doing the cricket. I'll give you that score in a moment. So Corbin will sit in for the Forum from 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, and then we'll take in part of the women's test match until we head to the footy tomorrow night, St Kilda versus Collingwood. Speaking of the cricket, latest in the test match from Perth is that the Indian women are 4 for 65 in the second innings. They're still 60 runs in arrears. Australia made 323 in reply to India's 198. So a century to Annabelle Sutherland, who's got the poles so far for Australia. 2 for Sutherland, so she's taken 4 wickets in the first innings, got 100 with the bat, has taken 2 wickets so far in this second innings. Darcy Brown and Lucy Hamilton with wickets as well. India 4 for 65, still trailing by 60, batting for a second time in that test match. You can hear it now on ABC Listen on the pink button on the Listen app. And that lightning delayed game in the Super Rugby, the Reds have beaten the Brumbies. So Lions fans unhappy with what happened here, but Brisbane footy fans have got some joy after the Bronx lost last night as well. The Reds have won. The Reds beat the Brumbies 34-30. That late NRL game, Raiders beat Manly and Golden Point 29-28 after Cronulla flogged Gold Coast 50-10 earlier in the day. And in the basketball, Perth progressed. Melbourne are out. The Wildcats 95 beat Melbourne United 77. Gentlemen, thank you. Great to be back at the footy. Matt Primus, Jeff White, thanks. Good on you, Pricey. Well done.
Good on you, kid.
Geez, that was a tester first up. Are you ready for footy in 2026?
After last night, I'm going home for a Bex and a lie down.
Yeah, good on you. Thanks to Zane Bojack here, to Peter Scott on the faders, and Andrea Williamson back in the studio. Thank you for your company today. And, of course, if you want some more sport, still cricket rolling on. And, of course, later on this weekend, I think it's early hours, Monday morning, T20 World Cup. India versus New Zealand. So footy's going, but cricket season is always a part of what we do here on ABC Sport. The Bulldogs at one point were 26 points down late in the third term, but they ended up winning by 5. It was magnificent. This is how it unfurled. Thanks for joining us at the Gabba for opening round footy.
Got the handball back to Coleman. He brushed a tackle off. Dodgy handball. Bontempelli intercepts. Ball comes back to English. English has a snap from 25. And they've got the first goal of the final term. Front and square, the Doggies have got some numbers. Bontempelli. Now back to West. West from 30. Oh, yes. The West goal brings the Dogs within 2 points.
Hand pass to West, who has a bounce at half forward. Squares the kick to Bontempelli. Marks it 51 metres out. It's within range. Doesn't go for goal. Chips to the corridor. Finds its target. Ed Richards marks 30 metres out. Ed Richards. Oh, lock it in, Eddie. He's put the Bulldogs in front. Ed Richards makes it 6 of the last 7 goals for the Bulldogs.
Charlie Cameron gathers. He hits the arc of 50. What can he do with the ball? It's centred. Oh, the mark taken by Logan Morris. Plays on. Kicks his third. Lions back in front. I am loving this.
The footy is back.
Richards screws it back. Norton flies, can't take the mark. Norton roves, bouncing around. Hand pass got it away to Davidson, and Davidson returns the Dogs to the lead. Snaps truly from the top of the goal square.
Yeah, this is outstanding footy.
Picked up by Butterick, straight down the middle. He finds Darcy still inside the centre square. 70 from goal, kicks it to the pocket, looking for the Bonds. He hits him. He's 40 out. They lead by a point. Can he extend the Doggies' lead? He launches. A spear! An absolute spear! He is brilliant.
Boundary crane next to the point post. Foot clean possession, gets it on his toe, kicks a goal! He has been the break glass in case of emergency ruckman, who's ended up with 2 premiership medals, and he's kicked a goal there to make it a point for Diff. Dogs in front.
Zakostelski gets it down forward. It was Lohman, flicked the handball out. Lockie Neal, disposal 36, inside 50. Big pack flies. Oh, it's going to fly out here. Rayner picks it up. Rayner snaps from 40. Oh, my God. He has kicked it. The Lions hit the front. This is magnificent.
Richards plays on quickly, shrugs away from Andrews, gets onto his left boot. Deep kick to Norton. Marks on his chest. Darcy Gardner gave him extras. And that's a 50-metre penalty. And Aaron Norton from point blank range levels it up.
Love that game.
30 goals.
Marked by Richards, 60 out. Left foot kick to full forward. English, the galloping ruckman, marks the top of the goal square. Lions lead by a point. Inside 3 minutes remaining in the game. Tim English straight in front. 15 out. Goal Bulldogs!
I love it.
Dogs lead by 5 points. Kicks it to the middle of the ground looking for Neal. Dale makes the spoil. Helped by West. Dale links with Fraser. Fraser kicks to the forward line. Out the back. It's rolling for Norton. Norton. The siren beats him, but it doesn't matter. The Dogs have won. The Dogs have won. The champs dethroned at home in their first game in 2026 by the Western Bulldogs. Welcome to modern footy. The game has changed, it seems, over the summer. Sing it, Dogs fans. 5-point victors at the gather.
In the context of what's gone on around her.
Always got to welcome our Sport Digital listeners in from Melbourne, Hobart, Adelaide, Perth and Darwin from the AFL coverage. When the Brisbane Lions went down to the Western Bulldogs. I say that out of the side of my mouth.
Yeah, can you stop saying that?
Australia v India here at the Wacker in this day-night test.